Boom, all right. Stream is live. Last we left off, having spent many days walking on foot northward towards the Dwarven Empire of Mirladar, the gateway city to the realm that is known as the Whitestone Mountains. Starving, hungry, cold, wet, occasional thorns in your feet, running on empty, mostly exhausted. You find a cabin tucked away in the tree lines. Upon finding this cabin, you find fresh water, seems to be a decent supply of fish, and once again, the cabin, which appears to be smacked open. This cabin looks to be semi-overgrown as vines grow around the outside of it. The area itself, high-grassed, just, weathered, maybe abandoned for a couple of years or two. Upon entry to this cabin, you realize that this cabin wasn't uninhabited, and in fact, it seemed to be a pair of saber-tooth cats that had taken up residency here. Quick thinking, our ranger compadre decided to have a meaningful conversation, which lasted a decent amount of time. A little back and forth banter, kind of fighting combat with words. Eventually, unfortunately, led into a physical altercation with these beasts and were abruptly slain. Finding a meowing or a cub-like sound coming from beneath the bedroom bed, you discover a cub. As this cub discovery was going on and happening, you also found this pushed over piece of furniture like a wardrobe over blocking a trap door leading to a subsection crawl space of this cabin. Finding remains of what appears to be a family bolted down there for reasons unbeknownst to you. But in their wake and in their memory, they leave a small arsenal of weaponry, which you promptly distributed amongst the team for rearming yourselves. A proper burial was given to this family, prayers said, thoughts given. Watch is taken over the night. In the middle of the night, I believe it was Reen, was it? Yep. Who were you on watch with? Weren't you with someone?
I was solo. We were solo shift. It ended with me on my shift, with a noise going up there, and I got good grief or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, your situation, as you were kind of on your watch, this winged creature kind of crested across the moonlight sky and shimmered blue light back as if it was literally a blue light shining on white paper. A voice can be heard in the air flying northward. The voice itself.
Take your filth off my mountain!
Or something to that effect.
Does that wake people up who are asleep?
I'll tell you what. That's a great question. Why doesn't everyone get their first rolls out of the way, as I like to always start every session? Let's do a global perception.
Good knowledge.
Well, Fate, it doesn't apply to you because you're watching it. So, I think the obvious participants... I'm waiting on Myth, who's messaging me.
Dropped again.
Well, that changes things. Hold on, he's typing to me. I'm sorry, guys. Give me one moment.
I think Myth is about to get purple demon babied.
All right, purple demon baby for Myth.
Rip.
All right, take his token off the table, please, somebody.
Yep.
Don't forget to turn off its initiative.
Okay, forgive me for that small pause there. I apologize. As we continue, so we have Kane, Asher, Thalia. You all hear this mighty voice kind of resonate through the treetops and canopy here. Although it's not as if it's next to you, but it definitely echoes enough to bring some degree of the fuck was that kind of feeling. Which at that moment in the middle of your long rest, and there's going to be no penalty to your long rest here, but during the course of it, you three absolutely wake up.
I immediately grab my weapons and make sure I'm ready for a fight.
And
Asher.
sits up, and he immediately looks outside. I'm pretty sure he can tell it came from outside.
100%. In fact, Reen's already out there doing a patrol. I mean, right now you're obviously inside. You probably can't see him at the moment, but if you were to look out of the hole in the wall, you'd probably see him.
Asher is going to get up, grab his stuff and go outside and look for Reen.
Yeah, well, Kane ain't gonna go outside. He's gonna stick his head out that hole and be like, "What the fuck was that?"
You do so, and you don't see anything in the sky. What you hear is like the sound of shattering ice. Once again, echoing through this area. I mean, you are kind of on the... So if you were in a valley, you're like on the top left shelf, the wooded side, the non-mountainous side of this valleyed shelf. And you absolutely would hear these sounds, but you wouldn't see anything. However, Reen absolutely saw it. Who's currently doing what, Reen?
Walking back to the cabin from the river over there.
Okay, you're walking back to the cabin. You see your partners in crime figuring out what the fuck that was.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to Reen, which be a little how would that work since it's dark and Reen doesn't have dark vision, and then so would I just be a voice to him then, since he wouldn't be able to see me or hear me with my boots on?
No, the moon is out and it's dark outside, but it's not like pitch black.
Well, with my umbral sight thing.
That only applies to people with dark vision.
I mean, it's a shadow technically, so.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go up to Reen and just tap him on the shoulder so he knows I'm there, because I'm not sure if he can see me or not. Reen, what made that noise?
And by the way, I'm sorry, just real quick too, I believe you can make yourself visible to whoever you want. It sounds like an at-will situation, and you can flavor that however you want.
Okay, because I'd asked before, and you said that no, I was just invisible to anyone with dark vision, or in the dark.
To enemies is what I was probably referencing during that statement.
Okay.
Nice to know Asher sees Kane as an enemy.
Well, that was... No, because he hadn't clarified that before. It was still...
I was making a joke, since you're my best friend.
So, Reen, I apologize for interrupting you. What were you saying before?
I was gonna say nothing. It wasn't. Am I responding to yet?
Oh, to
Or
whatever
was something
Asher
else?
came up to you with.
All right. You're not gonna believe this. Some flying monstrosity just flew over, shouted something out really loud in the direction we happened to be going.
Asher's gonna let out a sigh. He's like, any other time? Probably wouldn't, but with the way it's been going, I can believe it. Can you describe what it looked like to me?
A flying dragon.
What color was it? How big was it?
Oh, jeez. Do I even know? Did I even see any of this stuff, Rogue? Or
I mean, you tell me. It flew across the sky. Were you paying attention?
yeah, but I forgot. It's been a week.
He did just read the peg
Isn't
saying
it white?
Yeah, he just reread it.
Yeah, like
Just
White dragon flying.
in white.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was-
Look at the
Meta
picture.
game.
Look at the picture on the wall.
just some white dragon. No big deal.
Frog, can I roll a nature check to see if I could know anything about it?
I mean, dragons are not a secret to the world. Everyone knows they exist.
I know, but I mean,
Could
if
I-
anything about like that particular, because I know like every dragon is different with like the color and stuff.
I mean, in 1 second. Like, I know you're a ranger, but it doesn't necessarily mean you know everything of everyone. You know what I mean? Let me read your
I'm just
backstory
trying
real
to see
quick.
if I can get a general idea.
I mean, you could absolutely roll for a general idea, but you don't necessarily need to. In my opinion, to me, that would be common knowledge. You know, oh, a white dragon, they tend to hang out in mountains. Oh, a brass dragon, they tend to hang out in the deserts. You know what I mean? Like, the common knowledge is perfectly fine to know.
Okay.
Could I insight check the dragon and see if it was directing that comment towards us? Or was it just flying over and saying it to not us? I don't know.
Yeah, no, sure, why not? You can make that roll. That's fine. I mean, even with an 8, you feel as if it was talking to you, you'd be in a combat situation right now.
Okay.
Or-
And it was
I guess
coming from
we
like
know what those lizards were worshiping. Because if I remember correctly, just the night before the avalanche, didn't one of us see a very similar flying creature
yeah.
when we were up in the mountains?
Yeah.
I think that just confirms what we were all thinking at that time.
And it was Frog. It was over in the direction of Mirladar that we're headed, roughly, right?
I mean, you didn't see it, but if Reen was to inform you, he would have been like, it went from there and it went to there. So yes, in towards the direction of Mirladar.
Okay. Yeah, I would imagine he would have pointed out the direction.
Are we about to walk into like a war between the giants and this dragon?
What?
Well,
What do you mean?
Mirladar's a.
Well, the dragons have been like moving around and doing stuff, throwing rocks and shit at stuff that isn't us, but we keep being like some kind of.
Well,
We're
yeah.
like ants,
Yeah, but
and this
Mirladar
like
is-
giant war is going on above us.
Well,
Maybe that's my
I
theory.
thought, honestly, my original thought is that the dragon was attacking the orcs that were coming up the mountain.
Well, and also Mirladar is a dwarven city, so maybe the city's being, and we've been hearing rumblings like cannon fire. It could be that there's an orc or lizard army attacking Mirladar, and this dragon just happens to be helping out. Who knows? Maybe they've got some type of alliance with it.
I'm thinking the lizards, from my understanding, lizards, I think the lizard folk worship beings like the dragon, so
Yeah,
that's probably their god.
but we also know there's a heavy orc activity around here, and they might be trying to raid Mirladar or something, and now there's a big war, like a siege going on. Who knows what the fuck we're gonna walk into?
And if they're trying to raid Milidar, they're fools. Unless they came with a
No one ever
much
said
bigger
orcs
army
were
than what
smart.
we've seen.
No one ever accused greenskins of being extremely intelligent.
Well, the blue ones are intelligent.
Yeah. So like a handful are intelligent, but not all of them. But regardless, I think that is a problem for in the morning. Right now, we all need to go back
Yeah,
and sleep.
that's morning issues, and unless that dragon swoops down and starts spraying that ice shit at us,
I don't think
morning.
we would even know. We would just die.
Yep.
Fucking dragon.
Yeah.
I haven't killed one yet, but it's on the list.
Well, first, it's way up there on the list. First, we've got a fucking hag we have to deal with, and that bitch almost killed us outright. A dragon would just swat its tail, and we'd all be dead. Like, there is no
Ice
fight.
tag, ice dragon. Wonder if there's some sort of connection.
Probably.
We're in an icy environment, sort of.
Not really. I mean, if we head
Well-
further up the mountain, yeah, but not.
Where we met the
particularly.
hag, yeah, that makes sense.
We met the
I'm
hag
so-
in the middle of a temperate forest.
I'm still wondering what the deal is with that black goo shit that
just
we came across.
A point of clarity. Technically, the Hag Hollow, even though on the western side of the valley, i.e. the wooded side of that structure we were talking about, it wasn't that far off of the mountainous side. Just to point of clarity. It wasn't on the mountain, but it was nearby.
Yeah,
It was close enough. It was close enough.
Okay. Anyways,
We're gonna fuck that hag's world up.
yeah.
Let's finish our sleep.
Kate's going back to bed. He takes his head from out of the hole and just goes back to where he was sleeping.
Absolutely. As
If
you
it's
guys
close enough for,
go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, if it's close enough for like shift change, I'll go ahead and relieve Reen early or something.
Yep. That's perfectly a-okay.
Thank you. Off to bed.
All right. Asher, you flying solo on third watch, right?
I think Thalia was gonna stay up with me, but I don't remember.
Yes, I was.
All right. What's both of you guys' passive perception?
12 for me.
17.
Do what?
for-
What was your passive,
Yes.
Asher?
My passive is 17.
Gotcha. All right. So during your second during your watch, you two, where are you guys hanging out?
I was just gonna
Really,
kinda
the reason why I wanted to share the shift with you is to try and assist you if you wanted help with the cub.
yeah. Well,
So you dictate where we're at. Is what
I
I'm
was gonna
saying.
sit out on the porch because Asher was also gonna try and talk to you about the shit that's been going on.
Okay.
So as we're out there with like the cub and everything, 'cause it's still asleep. We've already fed it. Asher's gonna kind of look over at you and be like, "Well, Thalia, there's no easy way to say this. We've been through some shit the last few days, and I know the hag kind of had an effect on you in getting captured. And don't have to talk about it now, but I know I have experience with being captured and what that was like with the hag, so it helps if you talk. If you ever want to talk, I'm here."
I think to myself for a little bit, almost long enough that you kind of feel like I don't want to talk about it.
Oh yeah, no, Asher's
And
just
then, well, no. Well, hold on, yeah. And then like as soon as you think I'm not gonna talk about it, I just kind of speak up about how I feel like I failed my tenets as paladin, and I swore an oath that once I took to this life, I would not. I would cease to become an individual and more of part of the Red Knight's creed. That's why I am so sensitive about having my face open to the world and not having any coverings. Because I'm not an individual anymore. I'm part of something bigger. And I feel like I've failed that.
Asher's gonna nod as you're talking, and just I can understand feeling like you failed. I mean, I feel like I'm a massive failure right now. I failed at keeping my men safe, failed at keeping y'all safe, failed at keeping Beaten safe, but our failures aren't what define us. how we overcome those failures and the way we grow from them are what define us, and how we handle ourselves in defeat. Um, and so far, you've handled yourself admirably. You've still tried to go on and keep up your tenets of doing good and protecting people, and you're not a failure. We've lost some battles, but there's still a war on that we haven't lost yet. And but I can understand, and I also, coming to terms with that is hard. I'm still trying to come to terms with it. Having you lot around is helping. Helps feel normal, and talking about this stuff can help with it too. So no, you're not a failure, and I'm sure I don't know much about the Red Knight, but I'm sure they haven't turned their back on you either. The Wild Mother might have turned her back on me since I kind of strayed from that path, but I'm trying to fix that. But I don't think your God has forsaken you. I think you've just had some challenges right now, and possibly testing you. But I feel like you're going to come out of this fire stronger. You can temper steel and make it stronger. And I feel like you're going to be stronger once we're through.
I nod understanding, but remain silent.
Yeah, I'm here if you ever want to speak about it further or anything. We've fought beside each other for a while, so we're comrades. And Asher will give you like a friendly pat on the shoulder and squeeze, and then let go. But yeah, just like a brothers in arms type deal thing, or brother and sister in arms.
I stare out into the forest and say, "Thank you, Asher."
It's not a problem. And Asher will look out into the woods as well, and then make a comment about how it's honestly it's kind of peaceful out here at night. Whenever you look at it, kind of forget how terrible it can be at times.
Nature is one of the gods' greatest creations.
Yep, and it's up to a few of us to make sure it doesn't get tampered with and destroyed. But yeah, once we're kind of had our little chat, Asher's just going to sit there and, silently keep watch, or if Thalia wants to talk, we can, but mostly just sit there with silent companionship and holding the cub.
Sounds good to me.
With your passive perceptions, faintly you could hear the echoes of thunderous booms. They're faint. They're not inherently loud, but you could hear as if there's something going on, not too far off into the distance. But okay, all right, I'm working. Go, love you. Sorry, I apologize. But you hear the faint kabooms in the air as the sun begins to rise up. You all gain the benefits of that long rest.
Nice.
And we hit level 5.
And let me see. So when you level up, you feel rejuvenated, but are still the same level.
It was worth a shot, damn it.
So, yeah, guys, I'm gonna say Asher and Thalia are kind of, still technically on watch as everyone begins to wake up. Let's start off with who's the first one out of the cabin.
Reen will be.
Reen, as you step onto the little porch area before the stairs that come out of this cabin, you can't help but notice what looks to be a scratched circle with some runic kind of etchings around the outside, as if something carved it in to the front step. And in the middle of it is a small locket of long blonde hair.
Iridian hair is blonde, I assume.
I'm sorry?
Iridian has blonde hair, right?
No, Thalia did.
Oh. Ooh.
Wait, we were sitting on the front porch.
Yeah.
Oh, this isn't good.
And?
How the fuck? Damn.
Wait, I feel like I missed something here.
There's on the front steps, like right in front of where we were sitting. There's
What, you didn't clarify front steps, by the way.
I said we were sitting on the front porch.
Fine, man. You guys are sitting on the front porch. The scratching is onto the side of the house.
Okay.
Okay.
Guys, take a look at this.
All right. We'll go around there and look at it.
Yep.
It's bound, a little locket of hair bound in this elastic, I'm not necessarily a rubber band, but as if it was kind of wet tissue that has dried out and it tightens. And it looks very familiar to you, Thalia.
Is it mine?
It certainly is.
The fuck?
This bitch.
I grab it, I guess.
Sure. You grab it. And, I mean, there's nothing outside of a small locket of your hair. There's nothing that really happens. You pick it up. Sure.
Is it like my whole fucking scalp, or
No.
is it just...
It's just a small locket of it.
Okay.
Like as if someone kind of went like this and kind of just nipped it with a pair of scissors.
Okay.
As far as quantity and size is, goes.
Okay. I want revenge.
I do too. I want to kill this bitch.
Kill the
I was
witch.
just gonna look at Thalia. I know you had qualms with me putting the white orc's head on a spike. How do you feel about putting her head on a spike?
If there's a head left, I'll let you know.
Sounds good. After we kill her, we go kill the white one?
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
Grognar points at himself, worried.
No, not you.
You're not white, are you?
You're
you're
no,
like-
no, you're not. It's a. You probably saw him. The big white orc that was deformed had the fucked up face. Had one eye. Just like the people.
Technically, you would know who he's talking about.
Oh.
Yeah, we never discussed that out of character, so yes, you would inherently have knowledge on that individual.
Yeah, I want to put his head on a spike and kill him. Preferably slowly.
Okay.
Wackus Wackus.
Kill him.
Naughty
You
Wackus.
naughty Wackus Wackus.
You're goddamn right.
Oh.
Yeah, no. By the Wild Mother, I
killing a
will put
witch
his head on
or
a
a-
spike. Do what? I can barely hear you.
Are we killing a witch or a bitch?
A hag
Both.
that happens to be a bitch. And then a white orc
Both.
that's a sadistic bastard.
Both?
Yes, both.
Yeah, ¿por qué no los dos?
See?
Was? Was du schrecken? Das ist nicht der richtige Antwort.
Yeah. Where's Kane at?
I don't know. I'm trying to kill some time so we can have him come back, because I don't want to continue on without him so much here.
Kid,
I think he might took a shit.
we don't have to know what the fuck this hag wrote, do we?
I
Or
mean,
is
it's kind of like a circular kind of etching. It's got like scribbles. I mean, first of all, there's no knowledge that it was the hag. I mean, we could assume anything we want. It makes sense, sure, but you know.
She's the only one with Thalia's hair, and would happen to know where the fuck we're at.
It could be
Is this scribbling in a language that I know?
You know what? Let's find out.
I know Dwarvish, Elvish,
It's
and
not.
Goblin.
Nope.
Is it celestial by any chance?
Hell,
Undercommon?
hell no.
Okay.
Is it Orcish?
It is not Orcish. Sorry. All right, guys. So what's the plan here? So we picked up a locket of hair that was dropped in a little circular kind of etching to the side of the home here. What's the plan?
I'm gonna take my short sword and just draw an X through this circle.
Okay. You do so, and you hear the wood on metal scraping sound as you cross out over the etching.
She already wants to kill us. Why not piss her off a little bit more, right?
I think we should depart.
Head into town then, boys?
Yeah. Yeah. Eat and then head out, or eat on the road.
Zark
I vote eat on the road.
or Grognar, I'm gonna PM you for a second here.
Alright.
Oh, I guess before we forget, we have to feed the cub.
Oh yeah.
So, Thalia, would you like to assist me with feeding the cub?
Absolutely.
All right, he still has an animal handling check, Frog.
Yeah, but treat it as a death save.
Did you feed? Weren't we gonna switch off? Did you feed it last time, or did I feed it last time?
I fed it last time, so you feed it this time, but you get to roll with
Okay.
advantage since I'm helping you.
Gotcha.
Because that's what we did last time.
Yeah. There it goes.
Glad
That's
it was
a pretty
advantage.
decent one.
So 20.
Fantastic. Consider it a successful feeding. How many more? You have what, 9 left now?
We have 8 left.
Gotcha.
'Cause we said we had enough for 10.
Yeah, because we had 10. Yeah.
We have to feed it
Gotcha.
4 times a day.
Beautiful. All right, all right, all right. Well, we can't sit here and wait for Kane too long here, so we're going to continue pushing forward here. All right, cool. So you grab the locket, you feed the cub. It kind of, it plays a little bit with, the process that you're feeding. It kind of, you can tell it kind of wants to swipe at your dangling fingers or whatever loose articles of cloth that may be kind of folded off of your body a little bit or what have you. Maybe the harness that you have him currently cuddled in. But I'll tell you what, it's fucking cute, man. It's pretty cute.
And before we leave, I'm actually going to go into the room that we found it in and find anything I can to like put inside of the sling as like a padding, like the fur that was on the ground. Like
Oh,
the loose hair.
there's stuffing inside the
There's straw.
mattress. There's cloth. Yeah, you have your pick.
I'm going to put some of the straw and then some of like the mom's fur in there so we can kind of smell its mom. Stay kosher.
Absolutely.
Yes. Have him in there.
Because Batman really loved having his mother's dead skin right next to him.
It's not the skin, it's the fur. To keep it's not it's a fucking cat. I'm trying to keep a cat calm here, not a person. This way it still smells like home.
Awesome. And for the record, so cool. Yeah, I'm on board for that.
Hell yeah.
Okay, cool. So, I assume you guys are going to start heading over towards Milidar then.
Yeah.
All right. As you guys grab your shit and get ready for a hike, you push yourselves off of this property and start heading into the woods, following downhill and to the slanty right, i.e. northeast breeze from where you are. Doesn't take long for you. Go ahead.
Are we able to like follow this river further down, or is it kind of just a little pond?
It's more like a
thing?
pond lake thing. Yeah. So it kind of,
Okay,
the mountain
okay.
dumps into there and you don't see an exit to the pond or lake, it's probably some sort of sediment under the ground that it
Oh.
kind of seeps in through.
Okay.
But yeah, so we start trucking along. It takes about 2 hours to get to a location where the trees begin to thin a little bit. You still hear thunderous sounds, and now close enough to hear kind of like a sound, like a voice in the air, too faint to be understood. But there definitely seems to be a lot of noise, some horn sounds, some kabooms. What you don't see or hear, even through the canopies, even with the thinning tree line, is you do not see any white dragon. Everyone give me a perception check, please. Or a short sword attack.
Your preference.
Wait, when did I click that? What the fuck?
So,
Or it's trying to knife us in the back.
Asher and Thalia, true to form, hyper vigilant as they're kind of marching through these bushes and the foliage as you're pushing through, cutting by some brush and what have you. You push over this really big bush that's obscuring a lot of your vision, right? But as you push through it, you take a step, and you step on what feels like soft. It feels soft, but as you put pressure on it, it feels solid enough to hold your weight. You obviously don't put your full extension weight on it. You kind of take a step back, and I'm going to say that's Thalia.
All right, I'm immediately taking my foot off of that and looking at it.
You look down, and it seems to be an arm sticking out from under the bush.
I'll take
I quickly grab a hold of it and try to pull it out of the bush.
You pull it out of the bush, and it takes a little bit of an oomph, but as you pull, the lifeless body of a dwarf is pulled. The body's still very much malleable. In his chest, a dagger, and in his belly, a rusted scimitar. The dagger, by the way, is also very, very rusty and crude. It doesn't even have, bindings. It doesn't even have a pommel. It's almost as if it's just the metal part without the pommel.
It's a prison shank.
Say what?
Said it's a prison shank. Sharp piece of metal.
A very long prison shank. But yeah, so it's sticking out, and this dwarf is, obviously you're pulling his arm up, and whoa, shit, I almost fell. You're pulling him out, and he's got the two things stuck in him, and he's wearing robes. It seems to be very scholar-like robes. He has kind of like an over-the-shoulder sack with a kind of like a knapsack that hangs off of his hip, but it's connected to his shoulder, like Indiana Jones style.
He's clearly he's dead, right?
He appears to be dead. In fact, as you're pulling this out, Asher would continue to look past you a little bit, and you start to see multiple dead dwarfs here.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
I'm immediately gonna pull my long bow or my short bow and notch an arrow, and just have it cocked, just watching to see if there's anything. Thalia,
Did we just walk into Moria? This is no mine. Doom.
And
we're on the edge of a battlefield.
We'll get to you in a second, Grognar. Go ahead.
You hold everybody here. I'm gonna scout ahead a little bit.
So you hold your bow in a ready type of action, and you kind of your toe heeling it as you're kind of pushing the foliage forward, so your footprint is very soft to the sound.
Yeah.
And you're kind of, not to mention you're wearing the boots. I know that's what you were gonna say.
Thematically, I've got the boat like a half draw, so it's not fully arched back. Just low ready.
Yep. As you walk through it, you see a variety. In fact, I'll tell you exactly how many you fucking see. At least 14 dwarfs that you can physically see without any kind of needing to move shit around. They seem to be wearing a variety of plates to chain to leathers. The one that Thalia was fucking with is wearing robes, very scholar-like, and what have you. You see just beyond your left, Asher. You hear and see the bush kind of.
I'm gonna turn and like do like a half crouch and pull the bow back and say in Dwarvish, "Come out." See what happens.
No response, but as you say that, you feel as if your accuracy and your ability to perform has heightened. Like your vision goes like super sharp, and you're feeling really confident right now. I.e., you've been blessed with guidance.
Okay. I don't know what that does.
Add a D4 to whatever you roll, basically, on your next check.
All right. You said no one came out by spoken.
Correct.
In Dwarven. I'm gonna say it again in Goblin. Come the fuck out.
No response.
Then I'm going to quietly, in an arc, kind of go towards the bush with my arrow pointed at it, ready to shoot anybody. Well, shoot anybody that looks like a green skin or hostile. I'm not going to shoot a dwarf or a human.
Roll me a stealth.
Are you fucking kidding me?
As you do the same kind of pattern, hyper vigilant, hyper aware, just before the bush, you a twig.
I have advantage with the boots.
Go ahead and roll advantage.
I forgot about that. I'm sorry. Let me.
In the meantime, Frog, do we recognize any of these dwarves?
None that you could recognize. All right.
Can we at least tell if they're from Beaten or not?
Okay, so hold on. First off, I'm getting a lot of people talking at the same time. It's hard for me to focus on everyone. So let's answer Thalia's questions first. Yes. No, sorry. You don't recognize, and they don't seem to symbolize or have any kind of adornments that would recognize as a beaten situation. However, many of these dwarves that are scattered about look very much militaristic in nature. As Asher continues pushing towards the bush, once again, a little snap of a branch, nothing too loud, but enough to have a flock of birds kind of just pour out of this bush and fly just past Asher, startling him just briefly.
Okay. Then I'm going to check on the dwarves to see if like they're all dead, or if there's any of them that might be like where I could save them with like a cure wounds or something, or if they're all like. I'm gonna check, like do a pulse check on.
Yeah. Why don't you just give me a medicine check?
All right.
So as you go around, kind of fucking around, checking pulses, Grognar, you come up next to Thalia. As Thalia is pulling this body, you recognize the robes of a scholar. And the first thing you go for is his pouch. Thalia, Grognar is grabbing for his pouch.
Would it be okay if I search through this scholar's pouch?
I hesitate, but I give you a nod.
Thank you. And then I would begin to look through the pack, specifically for anything with just general scrolls, books, journals.
Yes, and we will go to the contents of that in a second, as it takes you a minute to kind of rifle through everything, which takes us to Reen. As you see Thalia pulling this out, a flock of birds fly past Asher and past you. Kind of once they clear out of your line of sight, you can see all these dwarves just scattered about in the tree lines in the woods.
I wonder what the hell did this.
Many of these dwarves share very similar wounds that this scholar has suffered from arrows with the fletching on the arrows are very dirty, dingy, very kind of like, it looks like they may have been muddy at one point. No one really gave a shit about it. Really awkwardly twined together, very crude, not even straight most of the time, kind of gnarled type of arrowheads and whatnots. Swords stuck in them, left in them. One of them has like a chunk of his cheek missing. It looks like he may have been bitten. That kind of a concept there. But they're all sharing the same dead status.
Well, it wasn't a professional army that did this. What made it all the way out here that could do this?
As you see Asher checking pulses, you reach down and kind of pull the helmet off of one of the dwarfs. And his hair is just, reddish to a degree. He's got a lot of scarring. It doesn't look like the scarring was from this situation, but he's got scarring around left eye, and he has like kind of tally marks, tattoos kind of going down his face and his other side. And it looks to be a lot. I'd say there's at least 37 tally marks going down the side of his face.
Huh, this guy's keeping track of his kills on his face. That's weird.
Kane, you come up behind Reen and see the exact same thing. This heavily armored, he's got a hammer with runic inscriptions kind of on it. It's like the hammer itself, let's say it's about 2.5 to 3 feet long. It's almost like an anvil strapped to a fucking a beautifully crafted fucking sticky the shaft, whatever you want to call it. And the actual surface area of the hammer is wide, and the other side comes into like a little bit of a steel spike on the other side. But it looks to be well crafted, as it kind of lays right next to his hand, his palm open to the sky.
That is interesting. That's one very well made hammer.
What we could sell it for?
Is there any identifying marks on the hammer?
Be more specific.
Like a maker's mark or something I might recognize as a holy symbol?
You have a militaristic background, right?
Not really. No, he's worked as he's done some work as a mercenary, but he's mostly just a bounty hunter.
Okay, roll a history for me.
Okay. Now that is something I am proficient in. I rolled a 1.
There's a whole bunch of runic inscriptions on this thing. It seems to cover a lot of the anvil surface area. There's a print on the bottom of not the pommel, but at the base of the stick, the circular part of the bottom. There seems to be a stamp there. It has a crest on it, but you just don't recognize it.
I don't know who made this, but I think this is a maker's mark, and he points to the thing at the bottom of the hammer. So, who knows? Yeah, we could probably sell this for a good bit. Hank picks it up and just kind of slings it on his back.
Absolutely. You can absolutely add let's just call it a dwarven warhammer for now.
Okay.
And once again, these guys are very soldier-esque in nature, militaristic in nature. They seem to share similar adornments. They seem to be in some degree of relative uniform. And if you want to roll a history as well, Asher, in regards to your question, I'm okay with that. And while you make that roll, Grognar, you're kind of...
with the mercenary background, I just know I'm able to... It says I just know anything about, mercenary companies.
They're not mercenaries.
Okay.
So, Grognar, you start kind of fiddling. The first thing you pull is a book.
Flip through the book and see what the book is.
The book itself. I had it written down here. Please hold. The book is kind of. It's heavy. It's not stone, all right? It's not stone, but it's as heavy as a decent sized stone. The book, it's almost like, imagine a piece of slate wrapped in a leather binding, and that's the covers of the book. It's bound in heavy duty twine, and as you open the book up, the pages are like pewter. It's basically a soft, malleable metal. And on this metal in Dwarvish, there's writing, I should say.
Does anybody here speak Dwarvish? Or know it? Read it?
Kane
No
shakes
one?
his head, saying, "I do not."
Nobody knows Dwarvish? Okay.
Well, we're about to go to a dwarven city, so maybe we'll be able to find someone that can read that.
Yeah.
Is there any armor that's salvageable?
Yes, all of it is. They are of dwarven make, and they're made for dwarven bodies.
Okay. So probably won't find anything that fits me.
Doesn't
Dwarven
mean.
are medium.
Well,
Sorry.
it's okay. I understand. Yes, they're considered medium creatures, but these are specifically designed for dwarven stout bodies, which means yes, you could use them. You'd have to get them refitted first, for lack of a better explanation.
Could I potentially... Is there a full plate set?
Ooh, roll me an investigation, and let me set a DC real quick. Hold on. Okay, I have a DC. Go ahead and roll an investigation. Yes, there is what looks to be, out of all the dwarfs that are dead here, there's one where you can't even see skin, except for a bulbous nose and like the crown around the eyes. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Would it be possible for me to attempt to not wear it, because we've already established I can't really wear it very well. Could I carry it somehow?
Yes, you could absolutely carry it. I will let you know, full plate is pretty fucking heavy. So yes, if you can convince me that your person can do it and with relative ease, I am completely on board.
Would everybody be willing to help me carry this armor?
Kane says, "Hold on," and he breaks out his one of his vials and downs it. You see the telltale marks of the potion flowing through his veins, and his muscles tensing and getting taut, and he basically drank his strength potion, so he now has a 20 strength. It's like, I can carry it.
And we don't... Okay. You can carry all of it, or you can carry some of it? I'm
I
offering
can
to split
carry
the
all
load
of
here.
it.
I mean, I could have carried it without needing that weird potion.
I was just offering to split the load. We don't have to spend resources for it.
I got it.
Okay, alright. Is that gonna work, Frog?
Yeah, and you know what? Reasonably, at least one or two of these dwarves would have some sort of rope on them that you can probably cut to length and kind of weave the rope through sections of the armor and kind of strap it to your back. It'll jingle and jangle as you walk, so that would make noise, but it is absolutely doable.
Okay.
I wonder if there's any half plate around here.
Roll me an investigation.
Okay. There it is. 15.
Unfortunately, you didn't find a half plate, but there is a chain. There is chainmail here.
Kate's like, wait, I got a chain shirt. Yeah, I take the chainmail.
Okay, absolutely. It's much coarser chain, and once again, it's currently sized for a dwarf. So if you were to put it on, I'm okay with giving you the benefits of it for now because it'll wrap around you, but it'll be like a tube top shirt. Sort of, your belly button would still be exposed on your body as far as your height is concerned, but I will give you the benefits of the armor class of that -1 until you can get it resized. That sounds fair to me.
I'm already wearing the chain shirt, so I'll get it resized later. It'd be the same thing I'm at right now.
Sexy chainmail model. Awesome.
Hold
Fantastic.
on. No, hold on. I'm actually thinking, do I want to go as the sexy chainmail model?
Do it.
Awesome.
I'm doing it.
Anybody take that
I'm,
hammer
I'm,
with them
I'm,
yet?
I picked it up. If you want to carry it, you can.
I'll carry it. I might be able to sell it.
Absolutely.
Or it could be magical. who
Kane,
knows?
Kane hands him the hammer, and he'll put on the sexy chainmail armor with his and flex his abs.
Awesome. All right, cool. So Grognar, as you're continuing to, you put the book down for just a moment as as you flip through the pages, they go clink, clink. They literally clink every time you turn the page. You see kind of like a binding that looks like this, but it's not a book like this. It's more of like an envelope, like a leather-bound envelope, and there's folded pieces of parchment in it.
I'm assuming also in Dwarvish. Oh, he's talking to his kids.
I don't know. Are you gonna pull them out?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull them out and look at the front end without reading them fully and see if they're in Dwarvish.
Even though there's dwarven runic inscriptions around the outside, and actually beautiful calligraphy, gorgeous calligraphy. However, the words themselves are not Dwarvish. These are in common.
I read through them then.
Absolutely. I speak common. It's awesome. Yes, so you can add to your inventory the following scrolls. Scroll of Featherfall. Roll me let's go with an investigation real quick on the Featherfall scroll. I was just looking for a 5 because it's pretty straightforward here. Well, it's interesting. This Featherfall scroll seems to have like a postscript, and in smaller lettering, it's almost like the Reader's Digest version, i.e. this makes this scroll much easier to cast based off of our Arcana checks. You also find the Scroll of Fog Cloud. You find a Scroll of Magic Missile. You find a Scroll of Dragon's Breath. And lastly, a Scroll of Create Bonfire. Also, Thalia, one thing I failed to mention, and I apologize, as you were pulling this dude's arm before you went over to get your plates, you can't help but notice an interesting ring on the fingers, 2 fingers. Like it's kind of like a double ring situation here, and it kind of wraps around. It's got kind of engravings around the outside knuckle areas. Think of brass knuckles, but only 2 fingers, and it's got inscriptions on it, on the fingers of this dwarf that you pulled out from the bushes.
Can I interpret what they say or anything about the ring itself?
Do you speak Dwarvish?
No.
If you could read Dwarvish, you'd be absolutely able to
Okay.
to read what's on it. Unfortunately, you don't.
I'm gonna say
no,
I
Asher
missed
speaks
it, and I'm gonna say I missed it, and if Grognar sees it, then he sees it. Because Grognar is more
He's right.
in it than I am.
Not to mention, he's right next to you. So Grognar, you briefly see Thalia kind of acknowledge the ring, but just kind of like meh. As the hand drops, the ring itself smacks onto the floor, onto a small stone. You hear a clink.
shall take the ring and kind of look at it. Can I see if there's any magic in it with an Arcana check?
100% you can.
Natural 20.
Nat 20 on that. You not only know what this ring is, you believe you've seen this ring before. Ideally on the battlefield. In your history, you recognize this ring on the hand of a fighter and clearly remember him casting magic out of it. You absolutely recognize this ring, and it's called... It's here somewhere. It's called the Ring of Spell Storing. And I will share it for everybody. Let me assign it to everyone's journals. Give me 1 second.
And group, remember, y'all have seen me and Reen both speak Dwarvish. Well, except Grog, but like Kane and Thalia, you have both been around when me and Reen have spoke Dwarvish to dwarves or whenever Reen's activated the snake.
Then shouldn't you have spoken up when I believe it was?
Yeah, we did call out.
I'm
and
not
ask if people
there.
spoke it.
I'm out examining the dead dwarves. I'm not with y'all by the other thing. I'm probably like 30, 40 feet away from y'all.
Yeah, and that's fair. That's absolutely fair.
Okay.
I'm trying not to metagame.
No, absolutely.
Got it.
You're doing fine. I linked it to everyone, so you all should be able to see the Ring of Spell Storing now.
Can I put on the ring?
Can you what?
Can I put on the ring?
I mean, you could absolutely put your ring on, absolutely.
Alrighty.
The ring itself is cold as you slide it onto your fingers, and it has a small vibration as you wear it. You feel as if it needs to charge.
I grew it. Why not? I'm gonna cast Hex into it.
You cast Hex into it, and it does not have any effect on it.
Okay.
It requires attunement.
I thought you said with natural 20s we automatically attune.
Did I say that? 1 second.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I never said that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know you said that.
Oh no, actually, you're right. Based on the meter that I created for this, the homebrew, PC recognizes the item and can use its full powers immediately. You're absolutely right. As an oversight, yes, you cast your hex, and the physical manifestation that happens as you hex, you see it kind of like get sucked into the ring.
Grognor like. Can Grognor keep?
I mean,
Knock yourself out.
I don't have a problem with it, but
I rolled a d6. I rolled a 5, so it's d6 minus 1 of stored level. So 4. So up to 4 levels of spells in it.
So like 1 level 2 spell and 2 level 1 spells.
Yep.
Just-
Whatever the
That's
math.
example.
Yeah, fill it up. You could do 4 level 1 spells or just 1
Gotcha.
level 4. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's a level 2 Hex.
And
Doesn't
it hums. The ring starts to hum as it holds on to this spell.
Okay.
Frog, while they're all doing all that, can I be checking the dwarves and seeing if any of them have like a longbow, like what type of weapons they have if I find out they're dead?
Yeah, they're all dead, by the way. Yeah, your medicine check. They're cold. They're fresh enough that rigor mortis hasn't set in, but they're absolutely very flush in their appearance. And as you scope around, they actually only have short bows.
Okay. Do any of them have any like hand axes or?
Absolutely.
things like that?
Take your pick. They have hammers and axes are primarily, let's say there's 2 great axes, there's like 5 regular hand axes, and let's say 7 one-handed hammers in a variety of different shapes.
Then Asher is going to take 2 of the hand axes to have on his belt, And then, yeah, he's. Do any of them have like backpacks?
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna just take one of the backpacks and see what it has in it, and then also just put it on to have a backpack since none of us have a backpack right now.
Fantastic.
And I'll
Yeah,
if there's
Gang will
multiple
take a
backpacks,
backpack too.
I'll grab a couple and bring them back.
Absolutely. So let's say there's enough backpacks for everybody, and as far as the contents, there is approximately shared amongst them all. Let's say there's about 94 value of gold pieces on them, and that's going to be distributed in a variety of silvers and golds. So feel free to break. You know what? Let's say cut that in half. So silvers and gold, adding up to 94 gold total. So whatever the conversion chart is for silver to gold, feel free. So there's that. And then on top of that, there's at least enough in their backpacks to make 2 full kits of adventuring backpacks. So whatever's inside the adventuring backpacks, you can look up the contents of it. You'll have 2 complete sets combined of that. Does that make sense, or do I need to break that down a little simpler?
I know it. I understand.
Okay.
Reen's gonna
Before I
take
it
a.
back to him,
Go ahead.
I was say before I take it all back, I am gonna make 1 adventuring pack for myself, and then have an extra one, and then the rest will be empty backpacks.
Kane will take an adventuring backpack if nobody else wants one.
I
Okay.
All right.
And Reen's gonna grab one of the short bows with a. I'm assuming there's a quiver to go with it, and load up 20 arrows, if possible.
Yep, there's arrows here. They're of dwarven make, so they're a little bit more sharper in design. You know, more angular than a standard arrowhead. Kind of fancier too. Dwarves tend to take pride in their craft.
you know, I'll take one too if there's one available.
Are there any hand crossbows available?
You know what? Investigation against my DC. Oh, that's actually easy. Go ahead, roll. There is absolutely reasonability that there. Reasonability, is that a word? There is definitely enough reason for there to be one at least on the scene in working condition.
All right. Kane will grab it and any bolt, like pack of bolts that he finds lying around.
Gotcha. Plausible reasoning.
Been
Thanks.
too long.
And then there's a full quiver there as well. So a quiver for the bolts.
Been far too long.
Awesome. All right, guys. So, one last thing. You know what? I'm going to say this, Kane. With your investigation, as you grab the quiver of bolts off of the dead carcass, inside there seems to be kind of a coiled up paper.
Kane will pull it out and read it.
It's in Dwarvish, but it appears to be a map of Mirladar, at least like a bird's eye view. So, and you know what? Let me draw this on the table to make it a little
Hold
easier
on,
for
I'm getting a
understanding.
phone call.
Okay, I'm gonna start drawing something on the table here.
He hung. Son of a. Ooh.
So that circle would represent Mirladar, right? And then, as we know, Mirladar is tucked into the mountain. So this line is all this out here is mountain, and it's like the city is halfway out of the center of the mountain, and whatnot. So the mountain has an overlip on top of it, like a hangover. And on the map, there's like a little dotted line. And it has some degree of like a square with an arrow, kind of sort of something like that. Very crude drawing, bear with me here. But it looks like it's referencing some sort of access hatch.
Hmm.
All right. Kane, I guess you went AFK? Looks like Zarkul went AFK. You know what? Why don't we...
I'm here.
No, there you are.
Sorry, I'm just on a telephone call right now.
Okay. Do you need us to take a break? We could take our 10-minute now if it's more convenient for you. I'd hate for you to miss what's coming up.
Nah, I'm almost done.
Okay. All right, guys. So, Kane grabs that, and I would assume he would share it with the party. Okay. As you hear more cannon fire, or rather kabooms in the distance, and the sound of battle, what do you guys want to do?
I guess try and go through that hatch would be the best
Yeah.
I'm
option.
back.
Yeah, I guess we should head off towards the hatch. Can we kind of tell what direction we're supposed to go from the map?
Yeah. You know, I'll even draw that fucking down too. Hold on. So if that's Mirladar, the big circle there, let's just say you're somewhat like in this area. This is not to scale, but as far as direction is concerned, you guys are the X.
Okay.
Okay. So let's make our way to that hatch.
Very carefully. Because it's probably going to be guarded by dwarves that are expecting their party to come back.
And we're totally like carrying all their equipment.
Yeah, we're carrying some of their equipment. We will have to.
Kane's rocking that chainmail with that midriff, flexing those abs.
Probably not smart to be wearing that.
Well, do you want me to change back to the chain shirt? I can.
I
Sexy
just don't know how well the dwarves are gonna like the fact that you're wearing their dead comrades' armor.
Okay, I will take off the chainmail, put my chain shirt back on. But Kane kind of rolls it up to show that midriff.
Awesome. You continue to make your way towards the city of Mirladar. You kind of step over these dead dwarfs and leave them to their situation. 30 minutes or so, the sounds get louder, much more frantic. That voice in the air sounds a little bit clearer. And it is in, let's just say, common. Please hold.
Push in. Attack. Take no prisoners.
That doesn't sound good.
That sounds great. What are you talking about?
I mean, that sounds sexy. I mean, I want to have sex with that.
The voice stays on during sex.
Okay.
Yes. Say my name.
So, you would hear that, and as you hear this, you kind of break the tree line, and just to your left, you see Mirladar. And the ambiance of Mirladar has this kind of a feel to it.
Boy.
Oh boy.
Ha. Yay!
Once again, these aren't to scale, but generally that's kind of the visual you get. Now, you are a little bit further away, and you're still kind of tucked within a tree line, but you see this kind of cannon fire happening from the Dwarven city as you see troops on the outside that are attacking, which aren't inherently clear yet, and we'll get to that in just a moment here, but you see boom explosions happening, and you see like pieces of debris kind of fly into the distance. You see legions of these creatures pushing in. Those guys look a little like this.
Whoa, hold on. I am getting used to something else.
Frog, I have a question.
Yeah.
So, is there any way I can draw pictures? or draw on the board
Uh,
to try and explain what I'm talking about?
do you see a pen in the upper left-hand side of your screen? Like a
No.
pencil or a pen, then you probably don't have access to it.
Okay. So let me just do it in paint. I can't explain it very well.
Okay, so as you draw, let me finish. Let me continue to explain the sights here. Then, there seems to be a legion of creatures resembling what the picture is here on the wall. In the fray, in the middle of that, there seems to be like 2 rows of horseback individuals. Too far away for you to make extreme details on it, but you do see a glow kind of ominously around many of that of them, like this just humming glow, and you see like these green tendrils from time to time, kind of like green lightning that kind of goes across these legions. And when I say legions, guys, there's a fuck ton. What you find peculiar out of everything, and I don't need to have you roll for this, what's clear as day in front of you is it seems to be a shared battlefield. The shared battlefield, thematically speaking, on the left side, although very much undead looking, they seem to be adorned in gold. They seem to have like gold necklaces, and their weaponry seems to have a very Egyptian feel to it. I should say just like that. And the other side of the combat, there seems to be, or at least the other side of the battlefield, once again, very much undead, but they're more dreary, more decayed kind of an aesthetic. And on top of that, hovering over the left side of the combat, there seems to be this, how do I explain it? You ever see a flock of birds fly, like a whole bunch of them, and they kind of make those weird shapes in the sky, you know, as they fly around? Well, it kind of has that sort of effect, that kind of a feel to it, and it seems to be in the tail end vastly in the distance as like this cloud that just seems to kind of just hover, and they kind of twist and turn, but that's like way over there in the distance, just almost out of your line of sight. And once again, cannon fire, boom, you see these lightning tendrils, you see volleys going into town from this undead legion. And Thalia, you ready to show me that picture?
Nope. Almost there, though.
Not a problem.
I don't think Mirador is going to be able to offer the aid that we were hoping for.
Hey,
Hold on. I'm
Frog.
a tactician.
Frog,
Calm down.
is there any type of extra music going on, playing right now? Because I'm having 2 songs come in through, and I just muted the voice,
Is it off now?
Hydra. Yeah, it's off now. Yeah, I was just like, where's this other song coming from? I wasn't sure what it was.
Oh. Save.
All right, guys. So this is what you see. Let's go with let's do some pulse checks. Reen, starting with you. You look out into the battlefield, and you see this massive force. They don't seem to be entered into Mirladar. Mirladar is known, this is common knowledge, it's known to be the Helm's Deep of this area, so to speak.
Reen's gonna look at. Well, Reen went to a military academy, so he knows right away. Like, this isn't good, guys. If they breach the gates, the dwarves are all going to die.
I agree. This is not a very good situation, and I don't even know if the 5 of us could help with anything with this.
Well, if
So-
extra hands are needed, we're here to give it.
I have a plan.
You have a plan.
Let me run it through with Frog just to make sure that it's
I thought you were
viable,
saying that
because
in
I'm-
character.
Well, I do have a plan in character, but I want to make sure that it's actually viable based off of what Frog's envisioning for this city.
Okay.
So I'm gonna DM it to you real quick
All right.
as soon as I can get there.
I'm excited. I get to see his artistic ability.
It's not great, but I mean, it's something.
Kane.
Without hurting,
Hold on.
without hurting the city.
Hold on. It took you that long to draw that.
I want
Well,
to see what this is
shut up.
now. I'm picking up what you're throwing down. I mean, anything is possible. So let me set more of a scene then. So yes, Mirladar is tucked into. It's considered the gateway of the Whitestone Mountains, right? At least the heart of the mountain.
Yeah.
So there is very much a canopy above Mirladar, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? There's absolutely a canopy. It's absolutely mountainous, and it's absolutely snow-capped mountains.
But is it like, is the angle of the mountain slope able to prevent a potential avalanche from hitting the city and just going outside of it? That's
Are you
more the
pulling a
question.
Mulan?
Sorta.
You're about to Mulan the
fuck.
undead army?
So I'm picking up what you're throwing down, and I'm not going to say it's impossible. However, you'd have to convince me that you are capable of such a feat.
Well, so I'm not necessarily worried about that, because if we can get into the city, I could pitch this to the dwarves, and they might be able to
Absolutely. Why not?
capitalize on this.
The city
So
doesn't seem
that's
to
kind of
be.
the plan.
The city does not seem to be overtaken at this point. It looks like the cannon fire is thinning out enough. There is like a line of iron breakers kind of in the front gates. They're kind of hand to hand, and they're smacking away. But once again, they're clearly outnumbered like 5-1.
Okay, I'm gonna share this with the group
Ironbreaker?
and explain it as a plan, like in character.
Asher's just having a hard time trying to figure out how we're gonna defend a city when we couldn't even defend a town.
So in Campfire Talk Thursday, guys.
I'll tell you what. Why don't we take our 10-minute break here while you guys kind of discuss what the next angles. Remember that you do have that map that's still depicted on the board. But ideally, whatever you guys decide is whatever. But the city is not overrun. It is under siege, but it's still holding strong at the moment. And I'm going to go, let's take our 10 minutes. So let's go be ready to kick ass at 9:16 after the hour, 9:17 after the hour.
Oh, one more question before we go.
Yeah, what's
How
up?
long will it take us to actually get up to what the hatch or whatever that we're talking about?
I mean, you don't need a perception to look at it. I mean, the city itself, let's say the city is maybe a mile or two away. You know, you're at least decent distance away that you're not seen by the enemy. However, it is the gateway of the mountain, so you'd have to climb up the mountain, up and around an entire city. So it's a travel. It won't take you longer than a day, pending situations, obviously. But I mean, it's completely doable, especially if you. And I'm not going to try to feed you this, but especially if you. I mean, you have a map with a clear path. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll leave it at that, but I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
I have a question for the group. Did anybody check to see if the dwarves had any explosives on them?
I checked for their weapons. He didn't say anything about explosives. I said I was going to check for all their weapons.
I got shattered.
They're not gonna have enough explosives to move a mountain, though.
No.
But the
I mean,
inside they will.
Well,
Yeah.
we're not looking to move a mountain. We're just looking to drop a sheet of ice onto the. Your plan is to Mulan them?
To create to create an avalanche big enough for that, we're going to need a lot of fucking explosives. Like more than we can carry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even sure Mulaning them would work.
Probably
they're-
not.
They're undead.
It would
I
create
mean-
difficult terrain, though.
Yeah, and it'd probably fuck up a lot of them if we could blow up the side of a fucking mountain at level 4.
Well, I'm not saying we can't do it because we already done it once.
I'm just saying we pitch it to the dwarves.
You can pitch it to the dwarves.
I will be present for that
Well,
conversation.
do you have a better plan? I
Asher,
didn't hear you all volunteer anything.
Yeah, no, Asher is already like, we've failed at protecting Beaten from some orcs.
Beaten also has like no fighting force whatsoever.
And now we're gung ho to go help defeat. Like we can turn the tide of a battle where there's legions, like tens of thousands of undead zombies and skeletons out there against some dwarves, and you're like, oh, we can totally beat this. Like,
I'm not saying we can beat them. I'm saying this is my plan.
I'm halfway in the boat with Asher on this, like as in, I don't know. Well, I'm willing to let you. Let me put it like this, Thalia. I want you to pitch your plan to the dwarves because you never know what's going to happen. But if I'm not going to sit there and be like, you can help us defend. Like we could help defend by sitting back and watching the army do their work, maybe getting a few pot shots off with our bows.
Yeah, like
if they're like, you need to go out there and fight, I'd be like, no.
Yeah, no. And like we came here to try and get help for Beaten. We're not going to get any help. We still have a hag to deal with.
I know for one thing, we might be able to get some help if we help them with a mission that will help them turn the tide.
They're not gonna dispatch units to go help with a small town, border town, when they're literally under siege from a undead army. They're not gonna dispatch any aid.
Okay,
that is not gonna happen.
I know what we need to do.
Shot other than them.
Do what?
Who's our other best shot other than them?
Oh, there is no other best shot.
We would have to we'd have to backtrack 2 weeks to a river town.
Exactly.
Wednesday table.
And trust me, I've seen the Wednesday Town table. Like, I'll go ahead and say in character, out of character, Kane. Well, actually, in character, Kane might know, but I'll go ahead and say this out of character. They ain't helping. Not to the extent Beaten needs.
Yeah, no.
Milidar is the best choice to get military aid for Beaten.
I think that we could, if the best choice is 2 weeks, I think with 2 weeks, within that 2 weeks, we could get this over. We wouldn't be contributing a whole lot, mind you, but
by 2 weeks, everybody's gonna be dead in Beaten. That's what I'm saying. It's an unviable option to try and go somewhere else. Because, like, for aid, because the closest big city would be 2 weeks away from us now. We can't wait 2 weeks either, because everybody in Beaten's going to be dead. That's why we were going to Milidar, because it was like 5 days away. We could get aid and have like a turnaround. If we have to wait an additional 2 weeks, everybody in Beaten's going to be dead.
Now, the good news is we do have some kind of military information, because we know the orcs are moving up the mountain. We know the lizard folks are fighting the orcs, and the dragon seems to be fighting the orcs too.
Well, now we have like 4 fucking factions involved in this war. We've got the greenskins, we've got the lizard folk, and we've got this undead army, and we've got the dwarves. Yeah, like, we have no idea where the battle lines are crossing here.
Yeah, this whole mountain is a battlefield. Like, there is no clear-cut battle lines. And now the dragon right now is helping the dwarves fight the
well, we don't know that either.
We don't know that either.
Well, we heard it attacking, and I'm assuming it's attacking the undead.
But
it's
I don't think the dragon is attacking the undead. It's saying, get off my mountain. And we know that Milidar is the gateway to the Whitestone Mountains. So
Milidar has been there for centuries.
Yeah, we know the
dragon would have already done something to wipe Mirladar out if it wanted it gone.
Yeah,
the logic would say that what it's attacking is the undead.
Well, no, we're making can I please say something real quick? We're making an assumption that the dragon was it was attacking from the direction of Mirador, but also the White Stone Mountains is the direction of the Mirador, and we know the dragon is from the White Stone. The dragon can still be fighting the orcs. Is what I'm trying to say. They're just at a different part of the White Stone Mountains, just in the general direction of Mirador.
I understand that, but I doubt that's the case. I mean, we haven't seen the dragon yet, but we do know the dragon's there. We heard it say that shit as we walked up whenever y'all were talking about the voice stays on and shit, being stupid with calling the dragon sexy. Whenever we saw the battlefield there, the dragon is there.
I thought it was a different voice. It sounded
No.
different to me.
No. The voice that
the voice was
when we the voice when we saw the battlefield, that was a different person. That's not the dragon.
It sounded like the dragon to me.
It was. That's
We'll
because he used
clarify
it.
when Frog gets back.
No,
I want to clarify because
we'll clarify when the frog gets back. But yeah, no, I don't. That wasn't the dragon that we heard when we were coming upon the battlefield.
I
That's
think it's a different voice too. I think it's like the commander of the dead people or something.
yeah. I think
giving an
it's the
order.
commander of the dead people.
It sounded like the
It
dragon.
was a different voice. He says it was a different voice.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So
I don't know. I'm just thinking this is a Hail Mary, and I don't know.
like
I feel like they would have already done it if it was a viable option, but it makes sense to me. I mean, yeah, they're undead, but still a heavy amount of snow will cripple them.
yeah. Like I said, I think we should still proceed to Miladar. I think we should just go on, get to the hatch, get inside, get whatever,
Right back.
like talk to whoever we need to talk to, see what we can find out, give them the information we have, and go from there. If we can't get help, we can't get help, and we go kill the hag. I'm sorry, that's the next best thing. We need to go kill the hag.
Yeah. Yeah.
And from there, just I mean, unless we get help for beating, then fuck if I know. So yeah, we're in Miladar right now. We just kind of
All I'm saying,
proceed from here.
If we stop the siege, all of a sudden their military forces don't have anything preoccupied. If we can finish this up quickly, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't help us, because A, they'd be in our debt, B, we'd be more prepared, like we'd be well equipped, and C, we could get to beaten probably much faster because they probably have resources to help us get there faster.
I will say this out of character. I do believe a siege generally of this kind. The thing is, the undead, most of their army is only one hit and they're dead from the dwarves and from us. So more than likely, if we just keep doing the things we should be doing and we do it right, we will win out the siege, and it will take maximum 5 days.
Well, we don't know exactly what the difference between the numbers are. For all we know, they could be starved out of resources in Mirador, and the undead army just keeps coming. We don't even know if the undead army is being raised inside the city, because necromancy doesn't necessarily pick and choose.
Well, I know who would know that answer. Unfortunately, his player's not playing that character in this game. I'm looking at you, Asher.
Asher?
Oh yeah,
Why would me or Wrath know anything about necromancy?
Well, Wrath would know everything about the undead army.
No, he only knows that they popped up out of the sand like 4 days ago, so they traveled pretty fucking quick.
It was more than 4 or 5 days ago.
It was like a week.
Yeah. Still
7
fast,
days.
mind you. But
Well, undead don't need to rest either.
yeah, so they can just sprint the whole time.
No, I know. I'm not
Yeah.
arguing that.
All right, dudes, what is the plan?
We're
We're
going to the hatch.
Okay.
We're also assuming that like all the campaigns are taking place at the exact same time.
Well, the frog
gonna
told
be
us that.
there's gonna be some variations in time for sake of story and whatever, you know, because it happens. But you know, and guys, it's a fucking game, you know. Suspend disbelief a little bit. Work with me here, people. Work with me here.
No. It
How
has to be
dare
hyper
you make it
realistic
work.
all the time.
I know, right?
I'm working with you, frog. You
Thank
got
you,
me.
thank you. So
The hammer that we picked up has too much surface area to be a viable weapon
I know.
historically. That's all I'm saying.
and the pommel is way over fucking burdened. You know, it's not well balanced. God damn it.
Perfect for Frog Lord.
So, all right, guys. So we are back from our break. Let me go ahead and set this up. Set that up.
I don't know if everybody's present. Just
Fate.
letting you know.
I'm here.
All right. Sounds like everyone's present.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
The character of this story is.
So, I heard you. I was eavesdropping on you guys while I was in the bathroom. So, it was a different voice, but just to follow up on that conversation. That's one. Two, you guys look around. You currently don't see an active dragon flying about for reasons, unfortunately, you don't know. And those are all the bullet points I picked up on, I believe. So yeah, guys, you go ahead.
Do we see any remnants of like where it
Yes.
attacked or anything?
You see a streak of ice going across the battlefield.
Told you the dragon was there.
Okay.
It was there.
Okay, y'all win. It was there.
All right.
Does the streak seem to be going through the undead lines or the dwarven lines?
I mean, the main streak seems to cut across the undead lines. I mean, that's clear as day. There are some sporadic spots, but you know, I'll leave it at that. Yeah, that's all that you see. Why the dragon is no longer there is a different question.
In this universe, chromatic dragons are bad, metallic dragons are good. Still basic principle.
Anything can happen. You know,
Okay.
just because a skeleton is raised from the dead doesn't necessarily make it evil all the time. So, all right, guys, you see what you see now. If we're to stay, the bearing that you would need to hit to get to this map track, it kind of goes down. There's no river on this side of the mountain. You know, as opposed to before. There's no river here, but it's pretty open. It's got some rocky divots here and there. If you've ever seen the movie Tremors, you know how they pole vault from rock to rock? It kind of has that sort of aesthetic, you know? So there's places that you can break your line of sight if you were to strategize.
What you say? Do we have poles to pull up from rock to rock?
No, man.
Because I'm totally be down for that. I love Tremors.
So that's the kind of feel we're going for here, and it's going to be at the base of a valley as well. So I assume you're attempting to head in that direction. Is that a feasible assumption?
Yes.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I'll be having the map trying to like guide us through.
Because of your distance away, there doesn't seem to be anyone near this area. I mean, it definitely appears to have signs of traffic, but no traffic to be seen. So obviously, you know, it's right in front of a major fucking city. So clearly people pass through here from time to time. In this current moment, you don't see any, but nevertheless, everyone give me some stealths with advantage.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Did we ever determine what killed the dwarves?
They were
Rusty weapons.
yeah, pin cushions.
Okay. Did we? And they were rusted out arrows?
I'm sorry, say that last part again.
And they were rusted out arrows?
Rusted out
No.
arrows. They were just
No,
crude.
we had.
Yeah, okay.
I thought it was like scimitars and daggers.
Scimitars, daggers, and some of them had arrows in them. Very crude, where I said like the fletching was really crude and dingy, dirty. Think of a skeleton or a zombie making an arrow, essentially.
So basically, we can infer that the undead killed them.
Yeah, it's kind of obvious what killed him now.
Okay.
Well, I don't know, because the scimitars, the goblins use scimitars, so.
Well, these scimitars were very crude, old, and rusty, and I had mentioned that a lot of them don't even have the pommel. So if a skeleton was just to hold on to a shank
Okay,
of
I
metal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
We got our stealths with advantage. Boom, 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 boom. I'm not seeing any issues here as you begin to hop from rock to rock and stone to stone. This pattern would have to continue as you guys are being cautious to make sure you're not making any kind of attention to yourselves. You will take some time to do this. Let's say a full-on hour to get from one end to at least a degree where the natural terrain, kind of divots around and you guys are below the surface line. So you no longer see the combat, nor do you see the front gates of Mirladar. As you feel a little bit more at ease to get your asses to the mountain, which you promptly get to. You're at the base of the mountain, and the terrain's going to start inclining pretty quick, pretty fast here. Before you descend or ascend, what do you guys want to do?
Let's just get there.
Should we take a moment and figure out what the hell we're gonna do when we get there?
Knock on the door and say, please let us in.
Okay, and tell them we.
Hey guys, you wanna let us in there?
And tell them we should crush. And tell them we should crush the undead army with an avalanche.
Okay, it's also a city that's under siege right now. We are going to try. We're going to need to look as least threatening as possible because they are going to be on edge. I don't.
Well,
know
we're clearly alive, so I'm hoping that has some pointers.
Okay, but use some common sense here. It's a city under siege. Right now, they're probably going to want to shoot first, ask later. So we're going to want to let them, make it obvious once we get closer to this door that we're coming in. I don't know about y'all. I don't want to get shot.
Do we have... Frog, do we have any type of cloth or anything that we can use to make a white flag?
Yeah, because I'm sure Reen can understand what I'm saying with being from a military background.
Reen, are you still wearing... Are you wearing the bandages still?
Well, do I need them still? Let's put it that way.
I mean, you got stabbed pretty good. You're in the healing process. It's not going to give you any kind of negatives, but as far as flavor is concerned, it would be reasonable to still have some degree of patching.
Then I would still have a shirt, wrapped around.
Sure. So we could reasonably say that it might be stained, patterned red blood here and there, but it's still generically white.
Well, if I would have known that Reen was still going to be needing the padding, the bandage stuff, I would have kept the cloth that I'd used to bandage it up originally.
It's okay.
He still have
he has a white bandage on. It's okay. It's dirty, but it's clearly white. At least it was.
We'll figure that part. If we have to take off one shirt off one of our backs, we'll figure it out.
All right, cool. So, ascension we go. The first half hour of the climb is fairly reasonable. Rocks everywhere. The occasional pine that's kind of like the bottom half is all peeled away, straight up branches, and the top is a little bit more lush. But you start to kind of pull your way in, and you could see the ground where you guys came from, the rocks that you kind of hop from rock to rock, as they slowly get smaller as you continue to get your incline going. The grade goes steeper at this point here for at least another 45 minutes. Everyone give me a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh.
You guys are pushing up. Thalia, I'm assuming, is more towards the front because you're kind of leading this plan, I'm assuming.
I thought the extra was.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, so let's just say you're second. Doesn't matter, flavor-wise, guys. So, Thalia, as you kind of see, your foot under the weight of some of the plates that you're sharing the distribution load. I believe you're sharing that load, and not to mention your book bag or whatever, everything that's going on. You lose your footing as you begin to slide. Everyone who would be behind Thalia, so basically everyone except for Asher, you guys see Thalia slip and begin to slide on her ass back down the hill.
Try and grab her.
Make it so.
Nice.
Absolutely.
What do I roll?
Let's represent it with a sleight of hand.
10.
You had advantage? Question mark? Because my assistance.
No, you're both doing an individual roll as you each have the action to do so. Absolutely. Kane, you're the first one in line, and as you attempt to grab her wrist, it kind of just slides out of your fingertips, just barely, as Grognar just goes, whoa, like back of the neck, kind of, oh shit, and then boom, kind of places her on her feet.
There you go, pretty lady.
I kind of have mixed feelings about being called pretty lady after that, but we'll just give it a nod and carry on.
Out of character, I'm all for the Grognar Thalia relationship.
No.
No.
This is the ship I'm
Thalia
set on
asexual.
now.
You continue to climb.
You can still have a relationship. It don't have to be a sexual relationship.
You continue to climb up the mountainside. And at this point, you're at least past the city enough on this trail. And the trail is, by the way, if you didn't know it was there, you guys wouldn't pick up on it. It's that well cut into the mountainside. It's almost like, you know, those not statues, but I guess statue that they look different, but if you turn into a certain direction, they kind of line up and make some sort of a picture. It's kind of, yeah, it's kind of one of the, yeah, like a forced perspective thing. So same thing. So if you were just kind of randomly walking around, you wouldn't see it, but under certain angles, you could look at it and it like looks like staircases in a way. So absolutely, you continue to walk, and now you're making kind of a wrapping, you know, you're actually turning. At this point, you could see the battle continuing below, as the city is very much below you, but still a little offset, a little bit more, maybe another hour's worth of walking. At this point, because of your very quick elevation gain here, the weather has changed to more of a snow and a cold. You're all wearing clothes, but is anyone wearing any kind of thick clothing?
I'm pretty sure I am still wearing the jacket that Grognar gave me. I think he gave it to me.
You have Grognar's.
We only have whatever clothes was in the cabin.
That's what I thought.
Kane has the clothes he found in Beaton before we made to the blacksmith shop, so
That's fine. As you continue to push in, everyone, let me take a look at something real quick here. Let me get a Constitution saving throw with advantage, please.
from everybody.
Yes, as you're all susceptible to weather.
Ugh.
Hell yeah.
Oh, with advantage, you said?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The only person that seems to shiver a little bit is Asher, as everyone can just hear the teeth chattering as you continue to push forward.
You okay up there,
On
Asher?
fire.
You okay up there, skinny man?
I'll be fine.
Fantastic. At this point, you get to your target location. This, at least where the X is on the map, and let me lower this music here, 1 second. As you make your way to X on the map, there seems to be snow everywhere. It seems to be very disheveled. It appears to have indentations all around. In some cases, actually, let's go with a perception. What's your passive? You have a 17, you right, Asher? You look to your left, and you can see like a spattering of blood. And we'll leave it at that.
If I see the spattering of blood, I'll kind of hold up a fist to stop everybody, and let them know that I see some blood, and then I'm going to try and check out the blood to see how fresh it is.
It's definitely cold. It looks like it's been spilt fairly recently. Give me a medicine check.
You broke up really bad. Do what?
Medicine check.
I'm getting a call, guys. Hold on 1 second.
With the 22 medicine, you take your hand and you kind of cup the snow and you pick it up. You use your thumb to kind of play with it, I guess. It sticks to your thumb.
So it's still fairly fresh then.
100%.
All right, and then do I see any type of like trail, or is it just like one little spray?
What you do see, it's kind of spackled everywhere, and it looks very much disheveled up here. So what you do see is you see kind of a hammer sticking, like if someone put it, like Thor putting his fucking Mjolnir down and the handle sticking up. You'll see a handle sticking out of some snow, not that far off from you, maybe 10, 15 feet to your left.
Then I'll move ahead a little bit further and go check out where the hammer is to see if there's a body or anything. And just kind of tell the group to hold back for a minute.
Absolutely, and you make your way to the hammer.
Okay, I'm back.
You make your way to that hammer that's sticking out of the snow, and your footprints, you hear the snow, right? As you come closer, some of the flakes hit the tip of your nose, and if you were to cross your eyes, you would see it, and it would just slowly melt on your nose. And you occasionally get a little flurry that kind of attaches to your eyelash. As you make your way closer, you kind of turn your face against the wind a little bit. When you get to that location, you take a step, and it feels as if you stepped on somebody's ankle.
All right, then I'll start trying to move the snow away.
And it's exactly an ankle. You see a metal boot sticking out of the ground, attached to an ankle. It looks like a dwarven leg.
Okay, I'll try and uncover the body just to see if I can see how recently they died or what killed them.
The snow has made it cold, and I'm not going to say frozen, but there's definitely a firmness to the flesh, like that not permafrost, you know what I mean? Like pulling out a big thing of salami out of the fridge, it's solid and almost frozen, but not quite frozen.
Yeah. All right.
We have the meat.
And does it look like it was killed by like the same things the one before?
Actually, no. What you see, and that's a very good question. What you see is the forehead is caved in. So like it almost looks like someone took a really big, thick fucking baseball bat and smacked them on the crown of his head, as it's literally like you watched Walking Dead, fucking Glenn. Maggie, I find you. Yeah, he's popped, his other eyes like halfway bulged out of his head. And it just, there's blood under the snow.
All right. I'm gonna. Do I see any more looks like dead dwarves around?
There's snow. It's pretty decent here, about 4 to 5 inches of snow at this point. Not necessarily on the path itself. So, not knowing how long these bodies have been here, it wouldn't be outside the realm of possibilities that there may be some more bodies here.
Okay. I didn't know if I seen any more weapons sticking up or
No, nothing obvious. Nothing obvious. I mean, you're welcome to do an investigation to really kind of scan the area and try to get a good grip on it.
I'm mostly just gonna look around to see if there's anything alive that could be trying to attack us. They're already dead. I can't help them.
No.
Keep us from dying.
I get you. I would give you this with that. You know what? Roll me because you're actively looking. Let's go with give me a perception check with advantage. With a 19, what you do see, and if you were to kind of coordinate the map with where you are and how you took the trail, so there's kind of like an indentation in stone over there, probably like a little small cave, which has like traffic lines that kind of go into it. What you see leaning up against this section, it looks to be kind of icicles hang off of it a little bit, and snow has covered a good chunk of its body. But if it wasn't for the outline of a humanoid shape, you wouldn't have picked up on it. It looks to be like a dead ogre that's just kind of like leaning up against the side of this entrance.
Fuck. And that was in character. And I am after seeing that and also seeing the snow and everything, dwarf have a cloak on, like a heavy cloak?
It would make sense for him to have some degree of warm clothing here. Absolutely.
I imagine it'll be like a short cloak for me since I'm like 6'3", but I'm gonna take his cloak.
Yeah, it'd probably go to your ass.
Yeah, and I'll just say a little prayer for the dead dwarf in Dwarvish.
As you do all of this, I want to get everyone's head checks here. Let's start with Reen, because I haven't heard much from you yet. So Reen, you notice Asher. He's out there. He steps away. He's clearing out some snow. He's fucking around with some blood. What's happening with Reen right now? What's in Reen's head at the moment?
We're not the only ones who know the gates that this trap doors here, or whatever we're calling it. Secret entrance.
Secret tunnel, if you will.
Secret tunnel.
Stealth penis.
Been fun, guys. Bye.
All right.
I would actually start walking towards Asher.
Absolutely, and I'll come to that in a second. I'm doing more thoughts, and then we'll go into action. But absolutely, I'll give you that in a minute here. So that, since Grogner is going to be doing that, where's Kane's head at in all this?
We need to get inside Mirador. If someone's found that secret tunnel, we should open it up and get inside. Dead bodies or no dead bodies.
All right, Thalia. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Kane. I'm sorry.
Because if there are dead bodies here, they might have found the entrance, and we might be able to help what's going on inside. Because we ain't helping out here.
Beautiful. Thalia, where's your head at?
I am still kind of running through how I'm going to pitch this to the authorities of Mirador.
All right. Now, Grognar, you're making your way towards Asher as you see Asher in the process of taking this dwarf's cloak, as it is pretty chilly up here. So it was absolutely a reasonable thing to do. You're about 5 feet away from Asher when you hear... Actually, I want Kane, give me a perception check at disadvantage because you're missing an ear.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Kane doesn't hear shit. But everyone else...
Gonna kill that fucking hag. Oh, you muted me, you bastard.
Rise. More meat. Push. Fight.
You hear that kind of faintly whisper into the wind. Like, I wouldn't say faintly. It's loud enough because you're there, but it's not like directed to anything. It seems to be a very ominous global command. As you hear this, Asher, give me a dexterity saving throw.
26, natural 20.
Fantastic, bro. as you're okay, so you're taking this cloak off of this dwarf, and you have to twist his body. So his body's like this, and as you're in the process of taking it off, like you have to undo some of the strappings on its neck, that's holding it together. You sense movement as the arm tries to grab your hand, and you pull your hand away, like fucking shit. And that's when we're gonna go into initiative, dude.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
I really hope you like the map I have in store for you guys. I have to erase everything on the board real quick, so this might be a second. Sorry. Damn it. Why did I have to do a dotted line?
Because you're frog.
Fucking dotted lines. More erasing.
I don't think we've got to go one session on the Thursday table where we didn't roll initiative.
Gotta keep
That's
it
not
fun.
exactly a bad thing.
I don't think we have on the Wednesday table either.
I don't know. It was nice. Last session or last week or this week on the Tuesday table, we didn't have to roll initiative. It was relaxing.
We rolled initiative. We just didn't use it.
Yeah, we rolled initiative, but we didn't actually go into combat because we were able to talk our way out of it.
Man, it's a good thing we disarmed those dead dwarfs back there.
We didn't take all their weapons.
Didn't take the ones inside of them.
We took most of them. That's the point. Ooh, this is nice.
There were
This is
14
nice,
dead
bro.
dwarves. We only took like 5 or 6 weapons.
All right,
Like,
so
you can see the city down below.
absolutely, you like that?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm still
That's
waiting for it
pretty.
to load.
Hey, guys, I have another idea. This is completely out of character, but we got a Featherfall scroll. We can just cast Featherfall on ourselves
Just
and jump.
in.
Jump
That's.
where?
I don't think Featherfall targets multiple people.
Yes, it does.
It does?
It's the whole point of Featherfall is so you can save your party from dying when they fall.
Well, that's also bold of you to assume I can.
It has to be high level. At first level, you can cast it on like two or three people, and then like every spell slot higher than that, I think it adds an additional person.
I think it's 5 people, to be honest. Here, I could find it for
And
I'd
there's
have to look
five.
at Rast's sheet.
Include initiative needs to be red, correct?
Yes.
Or initiative include.
Where are
Okay.
we in Asher?
Yeah, where would I be at?
I'll tell you that in just a moment here. I'm just wrapping up this Featherfall.
I'm just moving you up to the board, Asher.
Up to 5 fallen creatures within range.
Sweet.
Which we just so happen to have.
Okay. So let's get you guys set up. Actually, you're in. Okay, so you see this area that I'm encircling here. Start your tokens in this general area.
All of us, or
Well,
me,
in relation to where you think you would be, you guys came up through this way. So I guess the rest of the
Yeah,
party can be
that's
over
all.
here by, if you don't feel like you want to be that close to everything, you can come over here. The only people that would reasonably be up there, guaranteed, no exceptions, would be Asher and Grognar. So as far as everyone else is concerned, there's a little bit of gray area there. You're welcome to place your tokens further back a little bit if you wish.
Like right here.
Anywhere is
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, as long as you're generally in that area, I am A-okay.
Yeah, there.
So as you pull your hand away, oop, forgot the music.
Yes, because this is the Shire, and
I don't know. I think the Shire music is quite fitting.
no, not there. Oh, there we go.
All right. Can you guys see the snowflakes too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. And the clouds?
yeah.
And if you look
I
closely,
don't
they
see
are
any
actual
clouds.
snowflakes.
I do
gotta
not see
zoom
any
out.
clouds.
You got to scroll
Other-
away from the table a little bit. The clouds are above you.
Oh,
If you
okay.
look
Yeah, now I
closely,
see them.
If you look closely, they are actual snowflakes. They're not just like little white dots.
Cool. All right, guys. So As Asher pulls away and this creature then begins to kind of, you hear bones cracking in it as this dwarf begins to kind of glow a little bit out of the eyes and kind of sits up and slowly kind of tries to reach for you. The ogre that's leaning on the side of the entrance also begins to animate. And here's initiative. Myth. Oh, we got to turn myth off. But Thalia,
What?
can you reset for me?
How did... Okay. How do I do it?
What was your initiative?
It was, 9. I don't know, my token... Well, it was selected, and then I clicked on it, and now it's not, but...
I fixed it.
Okay. Don't understand.
It's alright. It's not the end of the world. You'll be alright. Oh, Dahlia is still fucked up for some reason. 1 second. Let me do it.
What about your other
What
token?
What'd you say your initiative was?
9.
What about Thalia's other token? Do you still have that active somewhere?
Ah, maybe that's what the problem is.
My, flat one. The old one.
Nope.
I used
There
to-
we go. All right, guys. So I am going to go ahead and place the tokens. Creatures coming out of the snow.
Oh boy.
All these regular old zombies, they are all absolutely dwarves. They seem to be fresh dwarves, and I will just say this one here was the one you were foxing with. And also, I know the grid's hard to see here, so let me change the color of the grid to make it easier to see.
Yes.
Is that better? I know it's going to be a little off-putting for the rest of the map, but can you at least see?
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. So, zombie number 5 is the one with the cloak, Asher. And we'll just keep it at that. As you see, kind of like out of the snow, these creatures begin to pop out. The zombie on the wall begins to kind of lurch forward. It kind of goes to the side where it's kind of fallen, and it kind of grabs this branch, this big fucking branch that he pops off next to a pine tree here. You hear a snap coming from the distance on the other one, i.e. the other one's also snapping off a branch. Yeah, guys, so that takes us into combat. Let's get this party started. Number 4, as this, I'm going to say he's prone to start off with. As he sits up, snow just drips off his face, kind of falls, and it kind of lurches and stands up at half his movement. And that takes him to... And actually, you know what I'm going to do? After the first initial... No. Let's just do it this way. All the zombies just begin to stand up. I am going to... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make this easier because I don't want to have to control 50 million fucking zombies individually. All the zombies are going to go at the same time, and we'll just keep the same initiative as zombie number 1 for fairness. So I'm going to take these guys off real quick. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. Makes the combat a little bit quicker and easier for you guys. Hold on.
I ain't got a problem with that.
All right, let's see if that worked. As soon as my table finishes auto-saving, I'd be happy to refresh. I gotta clean my table up. I think I gotta redo it. There we go. Beautiful. But the ogre zombies will absolutely go independently of each other. All right, so as the zombies all begin to kind of lurch and stand up, ogre zombie starts kind of, you hear thud, thud. He's dragging this branch behind him. And the first thing he's going to go to is Reen. Reen, this branch, you see just kind of like, and kind of like almost loses balance leaning into you as he tries to bring it vertically onto your head. With an 18 to hit.
Hits. I have 18.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Hold on. I want to use my reaction to reduce the damage the target takes by 1d10 plus my proficiency bonus.
All right, roll it
Because
for
I have
us.
the fighting style.
Beautiful.
All right. I haven't had to use that in a while, so it feels nice. D10 plus 2 is 11 total.
The Morning Star cracks down. And how exactly do you defend him?
Basically, I quickly draw my sword and not parry it so much as like kind of create a slope for it to glance off of my sword so it doesn't hit him.
Absolutely. And you, with the sound of metal hitting bark, the Morning Star redirects away from Reen and slams into the floor next to him. That was well done, by the way. Beautiful. Asher, that brings us to you as the cloaked zombie, or at least the cloakless zombie, is attempting to reach towards you.
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on it.
Absolutely.
Let me put that in.
I could do it. You good?
Oh, sorry. I was trying to link the description.
Okay, Hunter's Mark is on it.
And then I'm going to shank it with my my short sword.
Make it happen. Your short sword slams into this zombie as you kind of slice open its belly. Remember, it has a caved-in skull. But as you slice open its belly, its innards begin to slowly spew out. There's no steam because he's fucking cold as shit. And it's like semi-frozen and coagulated as it doesn't like splop down. It just slowly just onto the ground. Roll your damage.
Anything for it being prone?
He's in the process of standing up, but you hit it.
Okay. So that's 10 damage with the first stab.
And what about the Hunter's Mark?
Yeah, plus a d6 from Hunter's Mark. So 12 damage total with my first attack. Then I'm going to use my Dread Ambusher thing to attack a second time.
Do it to it.
With an 11.
The 11, as you slice the innards out of this one way, you come up with a vertical slash. You kind of catch over across its face. It splits the skin a little bit, and you see like partial skull going across the face. Roll damage.
All right. I hit the wrong button.
It sucks. What a wasted 20.
9 plus a d8 and then a d6.
All right, give me that total, please.
13 damage.
13.
Yeah, it's 9 plus 7 is 13, right?
No, 9 plus 7 is 16.
I can't math. Yeah, 9 plus 7 is 16, so 16 plus 12 total damage.
We shouldn't have said anything and just let him sit there and
Yeah,
think.
28.
I can't math right now, okay? Yeah, 28. I had the dumbass for a minute.
All right, so you said 16 damage?
Total, it was 28 damage.
You whack on your second independent attacks, 2 separate attacks. So the second attack did 16, right?
Yes.
Whack as you cleave the head of this creature off. Its head begins to roll with the downhill slope and eventually falls off the cliffside. You hear bink, 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 and then, as far as you can tell, it's currently careening towards the city.
Okay. Is the zombie dead?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. Then I'm going to use my 40 feet of movement and get the fuck out of there.
Absolutely.
Because with Dread Ambusher, I get an additional 10 feet of movement on my first round of combat.
Get to the high ground.
I'm getting to about right there because I can move through my allies freely, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm
What
going to
about up here? The high ground.
I don't have a climbing speed yet.
Grognar, you're up.
Okay. So I'm just gonna put my character to show where I'm casting the spell. I'm
Okay.
casting Shatter right here.
Okay.
So 10-foot radius, everything gets a DC 12, I believe, Constitution check?
So that's 3 con save. What's your spell save?
12.
12. All right.
Otherwise, they take half damage.
All right. How much damage am I doing here? How much damage am I taking?
I will roll
And
that.
don't forget to link the spell too for everybody.
Yeah. 19 thunder damage. Ooh. 2 7s and a 5. Holy shit, that was pretty good. And following Asher's example, 5, 10. What the fuck? I can't really follow his example. I'm gonna move here.
All right. Fucking beautiful. So you cast your shatter. It kind of leaves your hands, slams into the earth, and kind of just goes boom. The ice and chunks of flurries that are all over it clear off completely. Some of its skin peels off in icicle shards as it spreads out. They are all still alive, but zombie number 1 and zombie number 4 took a really big hit. If they were alive, they probably wouldn't have survived this. Almost like a mini grenade that just went off in front of them. Some of their clothes that they're wearing and armor pieces that are still on them from death have kind of tattered and peeled apart as well.
And then I'm gonna draw my short sword out of thin air.
Fantastic. Ogre zombie number 1, as it heads towards you. Where is it?
That's not no. All right.
Let's just say he does. Sorry, I got my sheets crossed here, guys. I apologize.
How dare you?
Will lurch forward, and once again, it's not even caring where it's going to. It's just kind of pulling and pushing through all this fucking snow, kicking up shit as it passes through, dragging this massive tree branch towards you guys. And that will be his turn. That takes us to Thalia.
All right. I will attack ogre number 2 here. Or wait, hold on.
It's smiting time.
If I hit.
Oh shit, I forgot about this.
Smites do extra damage to undead.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so
At your
we're
level, I
gonna-
think, what is it, 3d8?
it's definitely an amount. 2d8 at present. I'm going to hit ogre zombie number 1 there.
Okay, make it happen.
Crit.
Where is the
Crit,
thingy?
crit.
Crit. Where's my longsword? There it is.
A 17 slams right into this creature.
And let's throw some of that in there.
Is that your smite?
That's my smite.
As you oops, shit, I just moved Grognar, I think. As you pray for your smite, in your ears and in your ears alone, you hear, I actually think I have a voice for this. Hold on.
He's like, wait a minute, I planned for this moment. I've waited years for this single point in time. Nope,
All my
can't hear you.
training has prepared me for this moment.
Try talking louder.
Believe in yourself, right?
Yep. And what does your smite look like? as your sword sinks into the half-frozen flesh of this ogre.
So, I guess I'm gonna start bringing it around in like kind of an upwards cut right across the stomach, and right before it hits, it's just gonna shimmer almost blindingly like a flashbang real quick, and then it's just gonna cut just like butter directly through the ogre.
Absolutely does. And not only does it cut through butter, it also splashes. Like the blood that it passes through liquefies almost instantaneously. And it kind of, as you pull the sword all the way through, it just kind of squirts out in the distance.
All right.
With
And as a bonus action, I'm going to use my Channel Divinity, and I'm going to issue a challenge that compels other creatures to do battle with me. Each creature of my choice that I can see within 30 feet of me must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, a creature can't willingly move more than 30 feet away from me. This effect ends on the creature if you are incapacitated or die.
And it says each creature.
Each creature.
Wow. So I'm guessing Zombie 4, Ogre 2, and Ogre 1?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, so Ogre, or Zombie 4, 2, and 1.
Is that an automatic?
And 3.
And 3. And where's 3 at?
Zombie
Oh
3
shit!
right
I didn't even see Zombie 3. Okay, cool. Yeah, absolutely. What's your spell save? And it's a Wisdom save, right?
It is a Wisdom save, and my spell save is 11.
11. So let's do Zombie 3 first. Wisdom save. He rolls a 3. So yeah, nope. Zombie number 4. Wisdom save. Rolled a fucking 0. So okay, that's happening. Ogre 2. Wisdom save. A 13 is a pass. Ogre 1. A 7 is a fail. They are all susceptible to your, as they each kind of turn and begin to lean in your direction, except for Ogre 2. So what am I going to do? Let's just say I'm going to put a charmed token on them just to validate that they're attacking you.
Okay, and then I'm going to kind of do this maneuver. Kind of like not trying to get out of their attack range, but kind of just like saying, "Come this way, come this way."
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
All right, and that'll be it for my turn.
Awesome. Okay, so next up, that was awesome, by the way. Reen, you're up.
Alrighty, so where do I need to go to flank Ogre Zombie 2? Because he got attacked from closer to me, but then Thalia just moved. Alright, send it with a sword. 10 movement spaces.
You absolutely slash into this beast.
For 15.
15 total damage as you gash a good chunk off.
All right, and then I'm going to gonna slide back into here, and hopefully I'm reading this correctly. I'm gonna get an attack of opportunity on zombie number 3 pretty soon.
Does it say, does he move in a straight line or do I lose all intelligence? 1 second here. Challenge compels you to creatures do battle with each creature your choice. Yeah. Wisdom save. A creature can't willingly move more than 30 feet away from you. This effect ends if the creature doesn't say. So yeah, they're compelled to chase after you. So yeah, I'm gonna say straight line. That's fine with me. Okay, cool. Will that be your turn?
Yep.
Kane, you're up.
Well, Kane's gonna look at Ogre Zombie number 1, who just seemed to roll up and bow up on him. And Kane's gonna just cut his hand on his sword and swing away as the storm forms around the sword. So,
Absolutely.
Here goes nothing.
Absolutely smacks into this creature.
Okay, and he will take a D4 of lightning damage. 12 damage total.
Brutal.
And-
As your sword slides in, the lightning kind of goes, boom, and inside his body, it doesn't explode, but you see his like midsection go, boom, like a balloon that you kind of puff up once real quick, and then deflates instantaneously.
Okay. That's my turn.
Glorious, guys. The zombies' turn. We'll start with zombie number 3. So I do have a question about the champion duel before we continue. Is there any way to break this? On a failed save?
It appears the effect ends on the creature if I am incapacitated or die, or if the creature is more than 30 feet away from me. So if they are moved outside of their will, outside of the 30 feet radius,
Gotcha.
then they lose it. But other than that, I think it stays on them until they die.
Unfortunately, these guys
Or I
are brain
die.
dead, so yeah, they're just charging in. So let's
Yeah.
do that. They're fucking zombies. No, Reen, you don't get an attack of opportunity because he hasn't left your engagement bubble, but fucking Kane does.
All right, let's do this. Longsword, go. 9.
Wow, that still hits as you slash into the back half of this creature.
16 damage.
16, brutal.
Man. Damn.
Yeah, you guys are hitting harder now. As you just leave this open gape on his back, cutting through the leather armor he was wearing, and you see like the ridge of ribs open up. Yeah, where was this Wednesday? Awesome. All right, cool. That was zombie number 3. I guess we'll go with the other charging zombie who will absolutely push himself in and try to like punch at you or kind of like shoulder into you. With a 12, doesn't quite do it as you parry it away like the master swordsman or whatever you're holding are becoming.
Yeah, I have a sword now.
Fantastic. That takes us to other zombies. And they are going to lurch forward. Where are they going to lurch? They're going to go brain dead over here. He's just going to... Actually, he's going to come here for 30. And then he's going to wrap around for 10. Facing Reen. The other dude is going to move also a dash action of sorts. And let's just say he's in the process of wrapping around this way. Okay, that takes care of zombies, guys. Ogre zombie number 2 would then take up the helm as he kind of takes that club thing and just whips it in the air. Whoa, you scared the shit out. Good night. Do that shit again, I'll kill you. I don't know if you guys saw me get startled by my stepson.
Oh, yeah. You look like your soul left your body.
I was not paying attention.
I almost punched him in the face.
It looked like he almost pooped.
So sorry about that. He's going to bed. So he has school in the morning. So yeah. Anyway, Ogre Zombie number 2. He's gonna kind of whip around and kind of just randomly flail. And by random, I mean odds Thalia, evens Reen. Odds Thalia as this giant tree branch swings in your direction. And you kind of use your sword to plink it up a little bit, and you dip and dodge as it's right over your head. In fact, it almost clips zombie number 3. And that takes us to Asher.
I'm going to use my bonus action to move Hunter's Mark onto Ogre Zombie number 2. I'll grab the token.
Okay, thank you.
And then I'm going to... Can I sheath my short sword and pull out my short bow?
I'll give that as a half movement. I'll let you do that.
Okay. I'm having trouble finding Hunter's Mark.
I got you.
Hunter's Mark's on the right.
You said number 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to shoot him.
All right, get it done.
Big number, come on.
A 17 slams in the upper shoulder of this creature.
All right. I'm
For
going to
5.
re-roll the damage.
Yep.
With my piercer feat. So 8 damage, and then 10 damage total.
Your arrow cleaves all the way through the creature. You don't see it, but Thalia would see just bits and chunks. As this arrow flies through the shoulder, it just takes meat with it.
All right. And then I have, like, what, 15 feet of movement left?
Yeah.
How much would it cost to try and move into these rocks?
They will be considered difficult terrain. They are specifically there on purpose for that. In fact, why don't I also do this so everyone can see?
Okay.
Yeah, they were strategically placed there.
Would I be able to still, like, move into them with, like...
Yeah, it's just difficult
and still
terrain.
be able to- okay. I don't know what that means.
Essentially,
the movement is halved.
well, every square is double the movement. So each square that has one of these pebble rocks in it is considered a 10-foot square, not a 5-foot square.
Okay.
As far as
so-
measurement is concerned.
So I have 15 feet of movement, so I could only move in 1 square.
1 square.
So I'm moving in there.
Yeah, I got you. I'll fix it for you. Whatever. We know where you are.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that'll be my move, or my turn.
Okay, beautiful. Then we going with Grognar. Grognar, by the way, you're on your heels. You know, as you kind of move there and you're facing the combat, you could literally look behind you. Fucking Mirladar.
So I really didn't want to write the whole thing for Hexblade down because for some reason it didn't show up on my character sheet for Hexblade's Curse and Hexblade Warrior and Hexblade in general. I messaged you about that a few weeks ago. Don't know if you ever saw it, but I'm gonna place as my bonus action Hexblade's Curse on zombie number 1.
Okay.
Gives me damage, additional damage equal to my proficiency bonus, and I crit on a 19 or 20. And if the target dies, I gain hit points equal to Warlock level plus Charisma modifier.
And which character are you placing this on now?
Zombie number 1.
Okay.
Does an 11 hit?
11 absolutely smacks into this creature as you bolt with your palm.
6 damage.
Explain what your Eldritch Blast looks like again.
I raise my hand, and basically in Orcish I would shout, "Horse!"
Absolutely. And I'm rolling something real quick here. Forgive me. The Eldritch Blast literally makes a channeled hole right in its midsection as it falls to the floor. But then you see its arm go and sits up and begins to stand back up.
5, 15.
Would that be your turn?
That is indeed my turn.
Fantastic. As Ogre Zombie number 1 swings wildly. Kane, odds or evens?
Odds.
Evens. Thalia, this branch comes in your direction. A 19 to hit.
Ew. Okay.
Boom! Slams you horizontally, like swinging for the like swinging for the fences as you get cracked across the shoulder, arm, side for 17 bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
It was a very hard hit. In fact, the branch kind of cracks as it kind of passes onto you. You stop it dead in its tracks, but the branch is like half snapped.
17, you said?
17 bludgeoning, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, dude. 2d8 plus 4, apparently.
I think I turned off Zombie 3's charmed thingy accidentally.
That's okay. We know it's charmed. You're good.
Okay.
All right, cool. So that's Thalia. You're up as you take this massive branch across your arm.
I'm gonna like grunt in pain, but then I'm going to. Which one hit me?
The one that's charmed.
Gotcha. Okay. We're gonna hit it with a longsword. Yeah.
You swing, haven't quite recovered for the massive hit you took on your arm, and it just the power is just not there.
Okay. I only have one channel divinity per long rest at the present, right? I think
Correct.
so. Okay. Then I am done, I think.
All right, Reen, you're up.
All right, Reen's looking at Ogre Zombie number 2, and how does it look? Is it like
He looks frozen. You know, his movement is relatively rigid, but he seems to be in full form. Outside of a hole in his shoulder and maybe a gash.
All right, I'm gonna tag zombie number 3 then.
Okay. Absolutely hit for 10 damage as you slash through this creature. You slash it, its arm falls and flops as the rest of this creature falls to the ground. And then after about a second, that one good arm and pulls itself back up as it stands up and glares directly at Thalia because he's charmed.
Mm-hmm.
That's the end of my turn.
All right. Kane, you're up.
All right. Kane is going to go and attack the ogre number 1 again.
Make it happen.
He's going to keep hacking at it. 14.
With a 14, you slash clear into it. You kind of stab it down to the pommel of your blade. And once again, the lightning goes, and its body, its like loose fitting skin just kind of goes.
All right. That's a total of 12 damage.
Yeah, same as last time. All right.
Yep.
All right. Would that be your turn?
Yep, that will be it.
Zombie number 2 is going to attack at Reen. And misses completely as this kind of scratching at you, but it kind of just mishits and just slides down your arm. Zombie number 3 is going to also try to grab at Reen, and in fact, you know what? He's going to attempt to grapple you. Give me an acrobatics or athletics.
It's either a 1 or a 20.
With an 11, that's not you, Fate. That was towards Thalia.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. What am I rolling?
You're attempted to be grappled at the moment. Zombie number 3, the one that's charmed, he's trying to grab you.
Gotcha. There's my roll.
A 13 does not beat an 18 as this creature grabs you on both of your shoulders, and it looks like he's trying to bite at you, but you're kind of officially grappled flavor-wise. He's trying to like zombie bite you.
Technically, he only has one arm.
Okay. He grabs you with one arm, and he's trying to bite you.
Okay.
He's also has 9 toes, and he's got 1 long fingernail.
Does he have 3 balls?
He's got 1 testicle.
The other one froze off.
He's got pretty fucking degraded in a short amount of time.
Well, they clearly were fighting.
Wow.
They clearly were fighting probably these ogres, and these are just probably the leftovers.
No, it got blown off by the grenade shatter or whatever.
Zombie
God.
number 4.
We are way too interested in these zombies' anatomy.
Zombie number 4, who's also going to follow suit, is going to try to grapple you as well, since they're kind of engaging in your challenge.
God damn it.
I only rolled a 10. Athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics. Yeah,
Boom.
there we go.
This one, when he tries to grab you, you spin your body a little bit, you grab the one arm that's already on you, but the other one's coming. You kind of turn your body, and it kind of just leans through you. Doesn't quite grab you. However, zombie number 1 is going to swing to Kane's side and take a hit at Kane with a 16 to hit, Kane.
Hits.
You feel a scratch across your neck for only 2 slashing damage.
Okay.
Okay, that takes us to Asher.
I'm going to do the same thing of just shooting at the ogre again.
All right.
Hunter's mark on him.
Make it happen, brother.
Oof.
That
one.
that looks like a 1. All right.
Yeah.
Let's roll that 3d6.
Please don't shoot me.
11.
With an 11, you just biff it in the most embarrassing way possible. So why don't you tell me, what did you do that was so damn embarrassing on your miss?
Since I'm trying to move through these rocks and everything, he kind of thinks he's on a stable spot to stand, and then the rocks start shifting, and he does the Jean-Claude splits, and as he fires it, the arrow just goes wide.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it lands between Grognar's legs as Asher, recovers, but, fucks that up.
Fantastic. Well done. Brownie points for the Jean-Claude reference. Big fan.
I figured you would be. But I'm going to use my 15 feet of movement to get off these unstable rocks.
Absolutely.
Get to this more stable looking rock.
You could actually, wait, 5, 10. You have one more square you can move.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Now I'm going to stand here.
Beautiful. Grognar.
Can I see Zombie 1 with my ability to ignore 3/4 cover?
Can you see zombie? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to shoot it with Eldritch Blast first.
13. Wow.
12 damage.
You said 12?
Yeah.
Okay, so this zombie already has a hole in it. You put another hole, like right here. It literally protrudes through as if you shot clear through him. The creature kind of flies backwards and lands on its back. But then after about 2 seconds, and stands back up.
With my short sword.
Absolutely, do it to it. A 6. So okay, hold on, I got this. So as you take your short sword, you place the short sword in the hole you just made and miss completely. Rip. All right, cool. Will that be your turn?
Yeah.
Ogre zombie number 1 moving over. Kane, give me an attack of opportunity.
Dang. Just all the attacks of opportunity.
He still would have been in range of me where he was.
I know, but he's trying to he's going to be grappling you. I got you, buddy.
Right.
15 for 14 damage.
That is amazing.
Yeah, get these fuckers off of me, please.
And this creature with the semi-snapped log branch, he kind of drops it and literally just tries to bear hug you. And you see its mouth opening up like it wants to take a bite. So that's going to be a grapple check. So go ahead and athletics or acrobatics. But against mine, I rolled me a 16. What'd you get?
12.
12. That you are effectively bear hugged so this ogre obviously overpowers the zombie that's currently grappling you, but he kind of lifts you up a little bit. And the other one just basically slides his arm down and is kind of holding onto your foot. But the ogre zombie is kind of bear hugging your ass. Flavor. But you're just grappled, but flavor. And that takes us to Thalia. You're up as you feel your arms and elbows tucked in as this massive frozen zombie is bear hugging you, and you feel a zombie clawing at your feet.
We are going to. We're gonna attempt to. Am I grappled by all of them or just one of them right now?
Two out of the three. Dog
Two of
pile.
the three.
Yep.
I'm going to attempt to break the grapple from the ogre.
Okay.
So that's in athletics, right?
Yeah, it would be basically the same thing. So I got to roll and you got to roll. I only rolled an 11. What do you got?
19.
How do you break free? And you're currently in this bear hug.
Would it be plausible for me to try to like cut off one of its or like hit one of its arms in such a way that it like I severed the ligaments on one of the arms and it kind of just goes dead?
Absolutely, 100%. People shoot fireballs out of their ass in this game. You can absolutely hit a frozen ligament, and you know the motor skill of that one arm just kind of goes limp as you fall to the floor. The zombie that's kind of clawing at your feet and holding onto your foot slides back up to like your shoulder area.
Okay, and then that was an action.
Unfortunately, yes, that would be considered an action.
Okay, then I'm going to use my second wind here and regain some health, hopefully. 1d10 plus my fighter level, which is 1, so...
Fighter?
A d10 plus 1 roll. Okay.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. That's a shame. That's better than 0, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, I'm assuming...
then-
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Okay, Reen, you're up.
I'm gonna attack zombie number 3 again.
Is that the one grappling me?
Yep.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
11.
100% hit. And I gotta roll. How do you put this creature down permanently?
Gosh.
I stab him in the butt, and then I just lift my sword through him down the middle.
Nice. And he half banana peels and falls to the ground. His innards are now outards. And because of the temperature and the body, like, it doesn't spill. They're kind of semi-chunky frozen, like a slushy, as it just kind of slowly slowly dissipates. Brutal. Would that be your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Glorious. Kane.
Kane will take a 5-foot step forward and go back to attacking ogre number 1 with an 11.
That's enough to hit him. Wow,
That's 16
16.
Kill it. Kill the fire. Or lightning.
He is not dead, but this creature, the amount of times that you've hit its midsection and you're making miniature thunder explosions on the inside of him, like all of his insides are just liquefied and shattered. His skin is barely holding on. The only thing that's holding his top half up would be his spine at this point. I love that imagery. All right, that's
My
that.
turn.
Zombies get to go as zombie number 1 spins around and tries to... We're going to let the dice tell the story here. Grognar, odds, he hits you. Evens, he tries to grapple you. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I rolled an 8. He's going to attempt to grapple.
You would have disadvantage. I'm a size larger.
I'm sorry, say what?
I'm a size larger.
You're a size larger.
I'm considered a size larger. Half
Oh.
orcs.
Gotcha. No, it has to be huge or better, not one size. You need to be 2 sizes above for grapple to be disadvantaged. Nevertheless, I rolled a 19. What do you got?
19.
Ooh, meat to beat. As this creature starts to grab you, has movement, and is going to continue to push you.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Give me a dexterity saving throw. Beat a
But
10.
since it initiated it, wouldn't I be the defender?
Correct. And he met your DC and therefore wins the roll.
But it's he's the one that's setting the DC, so wouldn't I be the one that had to meet the DC? I've never understood this, to be fair.
If I was attacking you with a sword and your AC is 19 and I rolled a 19, do I hit you?
Okay.
Okay, so roll a dexterity saving throw, please.
All right.
Beautiful. You are on your tippy toes and you're like, whoa, 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 like you're off balance as this creature is just practically holding on to you. Lovely. And as that happens at the top of this round, everyone give me perception checks.
Okay.
Rolled above a 3.
Another nat 1.
Woo! It's okay, guys. I got you.
At least it wasn't a nat 1 on an attack.
You
Thalia.
know what? I'll take the bad rolls on the perception.
Thalia,
Yes.
follow me on this journey, okay?
Oh, Lord,
You're in the thick of it, right? You got grappled. You just cut a tendon. You're on the ground. You're defending yourself. You have this challenge. You're hyper vigilant, hyper aware. As you're looking at zombie number 4, which is kind of on the inside of the mountain to you, so technically, it's like the elevation is on his side, but like a couple
Yeah.
inches, whatever. You know what I mean? You're looking
Yeah.
up mountain right now.
Mhm.
Out of the corner, oh my god, out of the corner of your eye, you see something in the clouds.
Oh,
A
boy.
very, very, very big something in the clouds. It's perhaps 400 feet away in the cloud cover, pushing through. You're welcome to make a nature check. I'll give you this for free.
Okay.
It is not in the shape of a dragon.
Thank God.
Is it a fucking giant? I don't know. uh, I'm gonna. I don't know. I'm in the thick of it, so I notice it, but all I can really manage to say while I'm trying to parry blows here and try to wrestle this zombie off of me is above.
In response, you all would reasonably at least look in that direction, I'd assume. Therefore, you also see like a silhouette of a giant flying creature, a couple hundred feet, coming out of the cloud cover. You see a hint of the color red.
Oh God.
What is it, Asher? Come on. I can see your brain clicking there.
Is it the fucking airship?
No.
Raw.
I was thinking the same thing.
Raw.
Yeah, it was a red airship that we saw.
It was a red hot air balloon that we saw earlier.
Dude, you know what's funny? You know what's funny is that the answer's already been said, but let's not spoil it for everybody.
I don't know what the answer was to rock.
All right.
Did Wrath and me
Like,
talk
is it-
about taming one by any chance, Frog?
So, Ogre Zombie number 2 is next. Ogre Zombie number 2 is going to bash at Reen this time. Wait, no, that's not the charmed one. Ogre Zombie. An 11 doesn't do it as it smashes the ground next to you. Asher, you look up and breaking the tree line.
Oh, I see.
So it's not where it's landing right now. Let's just say he's about 400 feet in the air, dive bombing down.
God.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot at zombie number 1 since it's about to push Grognar off the ledge.
Okay, make it happen.
25.
Is it safe? To,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
is it safe to assume the rock is not friendly?
I can talk with it for free.
So, as you shoot your short bow, it slides right through the neckline of this zombie holding Grogner at the edge. Roll your damage. Roll high, buddy. Okay.
I'm going to re-roll my piercing damage.
Okay. All right.
Same thing, 6 damage.
All right, here we go. Does Undead Fortitude work? I rolled a 1. As this creature's severed nerve endings in its neck sever the complete thing, the hands that are holding you, Grognar, go limp and lifeless as his body literally folds like a house of cards in front of you.
And then I'm going to use my movement to fall further back into these rocks.
Absolutely.
How many rocks are there?
There's a rock there. There's one there.
Your puns suck.
All right.
Gonna rock and roll.
Grognar, you're up.
It's a shame I don't have my ability to move my Blades of Curse yet. Fuck. I'm gonna blast zombie 1 from right here. Eldritch Blast. Don't hit. Move up.
Hold on. Slow down. Slow down. An 8 does hit.
What?
Yeah, it's a zombie. They don't have any armor, and it's just they're slow-moving creatures.
I think their AC is like 7.
No, their AC is 8 exactly.
Oh, it is 8?
Guy,
Okay.
So I'm gonna go out of character real quick, guys. I'm sorry, just because it's happening more often. Let me do my role here, okay? Let me do my thing. Don't assume anything, right? Let me work with you guys. Just let me trust what I say, okay?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. So hit 3 force damage into Ogre Zombie number 1.
Yeah.
All right, as your bolt doesn't cleave through the creature, but it singes a really big chunk. That mixed in with its hollowed out midsection, it's practically mostly skeleton than zombie at this point, but there's chunks of frozen meat still patchy around.
Then I stab it with my short sword.
Fuck yeah, you do. Roll your damage. Oof, nice. You take more meat off. In fact, you kind of cleave out the chunk on his forearm, and it just leaves open bone. Would that be your turn? All right. Ogre Zombie number 1, who's the one you've been beaten, unfortunately, is still charmed, so has to attack Thalia. Which, by the way, that Channel Divinity fucking sucks. Holy shit.
It's pretty good.
I've never sucks for me. It's awesome for you. No, this is great. Yeah. Like I never realized how impacting that was to combat. So that's insane.
It doesn't have to attack me. It just can't move away from me.
Correct.
More than 30 feet away. It's not actually.
If they weren't brain dead, I would totally take different options here. But they're fucking zombies. Okay. They're brain dead. But yeah, so it's going to take the bone that's sticking out of its arm because it's not holding a Morningstar or not a log anymore. It's going to try to clothesline you with its bone in its arm. With a 12 doesn't do it as you duck it and weave it. Thalia, you're up.
All right, we're gonna attempt to hit Ogre Zombie number 1 again.
All right, make it happen. Absolutely. That hits. 8.
Oh, it hit? It does? Okay.
8 AC.
Cool. Okay. Then we're gonna smite this fucker.
Make it happen.
So it's 12 slashing plus go. Okay, so 16.
Radiant damage negates the undead fortitude as this creature just goes lifeless. You see energy pass out of its eyes, and the body just kind of crumples to the ground.
Cool. And also, the radiant damage is doubled against undead, if I'm not mistaken.
It depends on the undead. This is not one of them. You're right. There are some undead that are susceptible to radiant damage, but not this one.
if the target is an undead or a fiend. Oh, increases by 1d8 if the target is an undead or a fiend.
So that's a spell based on your radiant damage. I know that there are vulnerabilities. Like, it doesn't inherently say on my character sheet that I take double damage. You know what I mean? So if that's
it's an additional d8 when I'm fighting against an undead.
gotcha, that's probably a paladin thing or something.
Yeah, it is. It's the divine
Okay.
smite thing. I
Beautiful.
can link it in the chat for you.
No, it's all good. I trust you.
There you go.
Should you have been rolling 3d8 then?
Yes, technically yes.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. So, that's awesome. Is that your turn?
That's a great question. Oh wait, I'm still grappled, aren't I?
No. Reen killed that guy. He banana peeled him.
Cool. Right. Then. Oh shit! I should have healed. Okay. I'm going to move here so that way I'm adjacent to. Whoa! Why did you do that? Want to move right there. So that way I'm adjacent to Reen and Kane. I'm gonna take that attack of opportunity from Zombie 4 though. If he
Okay.
wants to do it.
Absolutely. Actually rolled a 20 on.
Cool.
Not a nat 20, dirty 20. With only 4 bludgeoning damage. Yeah, these are just regular zombies. They're just dwarves.
Okay. And that's all I got.
Fantastic. Reen, as everything's going on and it's your turn in combat, you're welcome to make your turn, but you see the sun begin to get blocked out.
Good lord. Let's get rid of zombie number 2.
Do it to it.
When does the rock go?
He'll be going last on this round.
Gotcha.
10 damage.
10 damage on zombie number 2. Look at you. Rolled a 5. Doesn't quite make the undead fortitude as the zombie gets cleaved clean through and falls to the ground in halves.
Nice.
Is that ogre zombie too?
No, regular zombie.
Where was he?
Right next to ogre zombie number 2. That's who you attacked, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I attacked. I attacked the normal zombie.
The normal zombie. Okay. Whew. I thought I made a mistake. Okay.
No, that's what I wanted. That's my end of my turn.
All right, which brings us to Kane. As you see Thalia's wicked, massive radiant damage just fucking liquefied this ogre zombie, freeing you up with only 2 options in sight.
Well, Kane will move to the second ogre zombie. I mean, he can hit him from here, right?
Yes, correct.
All right, and he's going to attack. 15, 9 lightning damage. 9 damage total.
9 damage total. Beautiful. As once again, you're kind of doing the same thing you did last time.
Yep. And that's my turn.
Fan-bloody-tastic. Zombie number 4 will inch in, attempting to grapple Thalia.
Great. There's my
And
16.
you break the grapple as its hands reach towards you, and you kind of just bat him away. At the end, as you bat this away, you hear coming from the sky. This creature swooping in so loudly, its wings so massive, you hear woof, woof, and it screeches. It's protruding its front 2 claws as if he's looking to grab like 2, 3, maybe even 4 of you guys in a full nosedive swoop, kind of like an eagle grabbing fish out of the lake.
Can we react to this?
Nope.
Can I at least? Okay, never mind then.
Go ahead. What'd you say?
Well, I was gonna say like heads down or like duck, and then if that was like something we could do.
I mean, if you want to flavor it that way, it's not going to change anything. But yeah, you could do that.
Okay. I say it for what it's worth.
Absolutely. So as you duck down, this creature is like maybe 100 feet from you. Asher, you're facing it in that direction. You didn't see what's behind you. What's behind you? You hear an additional woof, woof.
Motherfucker!
This white dragon smashes right into this rock. And you see kind of get clipped, like he got hit by a car. And the force of the flight of this dragon slams into the rock and pushes it like the rock is like doing one of these Johns right now. As this creature, as this dragon has its front claws into it. And you can see mid-flight biting into it. As it's being pushed away, you see feathers kind of flying around in different locations. And with that swoop, disappears on the other side of the rocky outcropping.
We're not fucked.
Okay, I was like, not ready to.
My butthole puckered.
Yeah.
I told you guys, like, let me, I'll make it exciting. I'm not out to kill you guys. Trust me.
Believe you.
You've killed 2 of us already.
You
Hey.
killed a lot of
Whoa. Hold on. Iltama got his own. Iltama chose his fate.
Yeah, Iltama easily could have gotten out of that.
No, I'm not counting Iltama. Iltama was barely a person and a character. I'm talking about you've already had about 1,700 towns wiped out. We all got tortured and even more PTSD with a hag. There's been a lot of shit on Thursday.
Okay. Concerning Iridian, he was leaving the party anyways.
But hold on. But did you die?
Almost.
You're like the George R.R. Martin of D&D of DMs.
Bro.
Your Thursday table is your emotional punching bag.
So
I love you. I love this game, and I love you.
I appreciate
I love it. I'm just saying. Thursday table gives me trauma.
I appreciate it. Which takes us to the top. Ogre Zombie number 2 will... Oh, wow, we got 4 people, 4 targets. Let's do a D4. Where's my D4? There's my D4. Oh, no, I don't have a D4. It's a zombie. 3. Thalia 1, Kane 2, Reen 3. And of course, I rolled a 4. 2.
That's me.
Kane, as this creature brings its big fucking stick down. A 12 does not do it, as it kind of slams right between you and Thalia's leg. Asher, you're up.
All right. Seeing the ogre trying to attack his friend, he's going to pull back on his short bow and ask the wild mother to guide his shot and take a shot at it for a 14.
It hits.
All right. Fuck yeah.
10
piercing
piercing.
damage plus my d6 from Hunter's Mark. So 13 points of damage total. Damage.
Beautiful, as your arrow sinks in and disappears.
All right. And then I'm going to use like 15 foot of movement again because I'm still in this rough ass terrain.
All right. Let's go ahead then and move into Grognar.
Sacred Flame on Zombie 4.
Sacred Flame. Wow, didn't know warlocks get that. That's sick.
It's called I can choose 3 cantrips from whatever spell class I want. Pack to the tome, baby.
Spell snipe. Yeah.
Pack to the tome, bro. You can choose 3 cantrips from any spell class.
And that's for zombie number 4 or ogre zombie?
Zombie number 4.
And I believe that's a dex save.
No, it's just damage.
No, it's a DC save.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the firebolt of cleric. So I rolled a 14. What's your DC?
I got a DC 12. That makes it.
Got you. Your flame whips out, but it kind of engulfs its big fucking stick. Or I'm sorry, not big stick. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. And you're gonna stab it, make it happen, and you hit
8 damage.
8
Rolling
damage. 8 damage as this creature falls to the ground under the weight of your sword, and then you feel like the sword hit bone, and you're pushing it down, but it pushes back and continues to stand back.
Alright, that's my turn.
All right. Ogre zombie number 1 is dead. He's still on the meter for some reason because I didn't put his health to 0. My bad. Thalia, you're up.
Okay, we're gonna longsword this bitch.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah.
With a 10 hits.
Oh, okay. We will smite again.
Make it happen.
So it's gonna be this plus another d8.
Holy shit. Look at all those max rolls there.
So what? That's 18 plus 8, whatever that is, 16? 26, yeah.
Yeah, 20.
This creature is literally just being held by magical entities that are acting as bonding agents. Like you see, okay, you just knock so much flesh off this creature that you see the magic holding the bones together and holding it. You know what I mean? It's like almost like those little static electricity balls you can put your fingers on, but green and eerie looking on the inside. It's still standing, but barely.
Okay. That's all I got.
Freaking beautiful. Good hit. Reen, you're up.
All right. Was that against Ogre Zombie 2 or Zombie 4?
I'm sorry?
What was that Thalia's last attack? Was it against the zombie or the ogre?
Ogre zombie.
The ogre.
All right, I'm going to slide over here, get the flank, and then attack ogre. And I'm going to lower my shield and put 2 hands on my weapon.
All right. Get it. 12 smashes straight into this creature.
8 damage.
8 damage. You lop off an arm. It's literally just 2 legs and an arm and a head at the moment with a spine.
Okay, pick my shield back up, or I gotta do that next turn?
If free action to drop, you only move like 10 feet. Yeah, you could use half your movement to pick up your shield.
All right, I picked it back up. Back on guard.
All right. That takes us to Kane.
Okay. Well, Kane's gonna get to do what he's been doing. Yaha! Oh!
There you go.
Holy
shit.
And that's
Is
nasty.
it dead now?
Yeah, there's no
you
way.
just rolled max on your extra dice both.
Oh, shit.
That's 27 D.
27 damage. Jesus Christ.
How do you kill it?
What the
Kane just rears back, seeing the magic just along his spine, just swings it like he's Babe Ruth about to whack a baseball to hell and back, and hits that spine and collapses it.
It literally
shatters.
You hit it so hard, and the force behind your attack, as the spine kind of breaks, the top, even though the bottom half falls like a tree, the top half actually sort of spins a little bit as it falls to the floor, like it does a mini cartwheel and falls on top of its legs.
Fuck yeah.
Sexy, dude. Which takes us to zombie number 4, who's literally holding on with 1 health. You know what? He's going to go for broke, man. He's going to attack Grognar with a 19.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
He smacks you on the side of your face for 7 bludgeoning damage.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude, he got a lucky hit in there. What the hell did I roll? I rolled a 6 plus 1.
You said 7, right?
7 total. Yeah.
Homie's got hands.
Yeah,
like,
he rolled
huh?
max. He rolled max damage on that.
Came to clap.
That's right.
Came to clap them cheeks.
I can roll max damage too, motherfucker. So, yeah, man, your turn. So actually, no, it's not your turn. Here's what happens at the top of the next round, which is where we. You see and hear. Actually, before I go into that, you hear whoo, whoo, as you see this white dragon with feathers sticking out of the side of his mouth, and it's kind of doing so it's flying up and kind of curves like a boomerang, coming back into your direction. You see its chest puff up and down the middle split. It's starting to glow blue. It's coming directly at you guys. What are you guys going to do?
Run.
Is it coming? Wait, hold on. Where is the dragon in reference to this big ice thing?
I will use a pen on the board here to draw the angle of approach. Hold on. What color would stand out? Let's see if blue stands out here.
Coming that way? Gotcha. Okay.
The arrow is pointing towards the dragon. And you know what? Just because I can, I'll put him on the board.
So he's coming.
He's not exactly there. He's a couple hundred feet away, but not high in the sky. So he's not dive bombing. He's following the contours of the mountain. He's flying directly towards you guys. And he's in the process. It's obvious. He's about to do a breath attack.
Kane's gonna run for cover over here.
Don't think you have enough movement.
Depends on what I can dash.
The difficult terrain of the rocks, though.
So I'm sorry. Clarification. The arrow is pointing towards where the dragon is, not the angle of attack.
Correct.
Okay. So theoretically, we need to be here, not on the other side.
Well, okay, so point of clarity here. These trees and rocks are all fine and dandy, all right? And yeah, for the sake of combat, that's where they are. But also remember that this is very much a vertical incline. This is like a small little flat area here. It's still the side of an open mountain, just to make sure you're aware.
So we don't have cover with those.
I mean, look, you guys, basically what I'm saying is this, is if this fucking thing's coming in with a breath attack, it's not like lightning where it's a direct line. This is an actual AoE, a large fucking coned AoE. And this particular AoE is not subject to full-on line of sight. It's almost like Fireball. You can't hide behind something to avoid Fireball. It goes around corners and stuff.
In that case...
So we run this way.
Let's jump!
I'm gonna run...
I can catch us.
He made his choice.
Pass this way.
There. You're going that way. Okay. Do we know how big the area of effect is?
At least like over.
You don't. I do. And in the amount of time it's going to take for this creature to get to you, I'm just going to be honest with you. There's no way you're going to outrun it. This is literally happening in 5 seconds.
And would I be able to move to where I put my token?
Would you be able to move where you put your
if I
token?
dashed in like every bit of my movement?
I mean, if you wish to go that way, sure. Well, so let me break this down. Grognar, what are you doing?
I was going to shout for everyone, basically telling them I have a Featherfall scroll and we can get the fuck out of here by just jumping towards the city.
How long does that? Well, I can't ask that because we're.
We'll
in the
get
middle of this
split
thing
up.
here.
We're already like,
Yeah.
look where Asher is.
Well, technically, everyone's just moving to prep what they're doing. You guys are still. No one has officially moved yet, right? We're still very much in the planning phases here.
Yeah.
So everyone's still within where they were during combat.
Do we all understand how feather falling works?
I can read it to you if you wish.
Well, no. Like I'm saying, as our characters, do we understand how feather falling works?
I would assume if you're not trained in the arcane arts, I think inherently your character wouldn't. But Grognar seems to know about it, as he is. I mean, you guys don't know it yet, but he is a scholared half orc to a degree. So, I mean, I'm not gonna try to railroad you in that way.
So
But-
can we just say that we move if we wanted to jump off the edge here? Could we just say that we move in a way that's favorable to make feather falling work for everybody?
Yeah, Featherfall has a range of 30 feet. 30 feet from his cast.
Did he pinpoint that position, or is it just from him?
I mean, honestly, we could flavor it at the moment. I wouldn't go into specifics as clearly probably the end of combat here, depending on what you guys do.
Do we want to jump off?
I'm jumping off either way. Either you guys are coming with me, or I'm the only one surviving this shit.
I just don't know if I can get to y'all in time. Is my only thing.
We could flavor it. You're not that far away. And remember, it's 30 feet, right? So even if we were using the scale of the map, if Grognar jumps, where the hell is Grognar at?
Right
Where-
here.
He's right
I was
here.
planning to jump
Yeah,
over like this way.
Yeah, even still. Even if he was to jump here and you were to jump from here, that's still range. You know what I mean?
I'm saying
Okay.
because we were saying the rocks were difficult terrain. I didn't know if they would still affect me trying to run over there. Is my question, because then I would only have 30 feet of movement that wouldn't get me out of the rocks.
See,
Close enough.
and this goes to what I was saying before, right? So we're approaching end of combat. My maps are not to scale when we're out of combat, so we go into flavor and theater at that point. So I'm willing to work with you if you're willing to work with me.
Yeah, I didn't know if it would still be, even though I know it's not to scale, if the rocks would still be difficult terrain was my only thing.
I mean, we can flavor it too. You fucking bounce and pull and jump and you fucking do some flips and shit. I'm cool with it, man. Have fun with it.
Okay,
All right.
Doing jiggy too.
I'm jumping.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump.
All right. Reen, what about you?
I'm following suit.
All right. Kane, what about you?
Oh, this is gonna end so bad. Is there like
We
a
go
roll on this, or
together?
can this fail? Like, wait, hold on.
Well, hold on. Here's what's going to happen. You all choose to jump. There's still two things that I need to do to add suspense to this. So let's have some fun. There's still an active zombie on the battlefield who's going to attempt to grapple Kane as he's trying to run off the cliff.
So
Go
it's
for it,
still
go
charmed
for it.
on. It is still charmed on me, and I was right next to it.
I think Frog made his decision.
Okay.
I,
I got to make some assholes pucker up. Come on now.
Make my pucker up.
Oh my God. Roll in athletics or acrobatics, Kane.
18.
Okay.
Did you roll a 19?
I rolled I rolled a 17.
Oh, okay.
As this creature grabs your shoulder, and you just feel its frozen fingertips slide across your armor, and you break it. You run, and you fucking.
Yeah, exactly like that. I'm just like, ah!
Fucking Jesus, take the wheel. So, woof. As you all careen off this edge, Asher, you fucking hop over all these rocks, you kick off, and you practically dive down the mountain. Reen, how are you diving down the mountain? I'm curious.
Cannonball.
Green just says "fuck it" and he just jumps like a long jumper, dude, just going for it.
Abso-freaking-lutely. Grog, I know. Okay, so as you're falling, Grog, and here, I'm going to flavor this a little bit for sake of story here. As you're falling, you reach into your sack. Mid-fall. You guys are already falling 10 seconds, free fall. As you look up, so you're doing this, everyone's kind of looking up as they fall, and you just see this massive blizzard breath like just take off the entire top of this area. You see chunks and trees of rocks and debris fly with it as it's following you down, down this fucking fall. So here's the second part. Grog, I need you to roll me an Arcana check to use the scroll.
No. Oh, no.
Damn it.
No, you didn't say that. That's not.
I did say that. Absolutely
Yes,
said
he
that.
did.
No
He
way.
said that.
But you
I heard
guys,
him say
hold on.
it.
But you don't remember what I said about this scroll. What did
It
I
has
say
a-
about
I do
this scroll?
remember too.
It has the dummy guide. That makes
It's
it
got the
easier.
dummy guide, which makes the DC only 5.
Thank God. Oh my God.
There's
I was
always
about to
that
be
chance
so
Ragnar
fucking
rolls
pissed
that
off.
one.
Imagine
Oh my
that.
God.
Always
Splat.
If I
Oh
rolled
my
that
God,
nat
I
one,
was gonna be
I would
so
have never
mad.
heard the end of it from any of you. I know that.
Oh, we
Oh
would
my
find your
God.
character, whatever your character was after
I would've left
Grognard,
the
he'd
table.
be dead. We destroyed that character as vengeance.
So you guys are falling. This ice breath attack over top of you. Debris coming. You hear as you free fall. The air is just hitting your face. You, Grognar, you're holding the paper, trying to fucking read it. It's moving all over the fucking place. Tears a little bit here and there, and you slowly read it. It's hard to read in full. So you're free falling for a good little bit of time. Everyone, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Hey, dirty 20.
Everyone is taking it like a champ. Asher's all the way down.
He's just trying to keep the damn cat alive.
As you're I fucking hurt my throat, and I think I just woke up my kids. And then
It's okay, we're having fun.
after saying the magical words, the scroll begins to light up in your hands. It begins, the intricate, fancy calligraphy slowly glows as you read each syllable. Like it's like doing the fucking follow the dot on the TV situation. And then it lights up and shatters into like pixie dust looking shit. And it spreads on each of you as you're once again terminal velocity, and it's like someone's tapping the brakes, and you begin to slow fall about 100 feet over town.
See, I knew it would work out.
Are we gonna land in the city, or are we about to land in the undead army?
All right, if we're gonna go that detailed, let's roll for wind.
I swear to God, Asher. I swear to God.
We're jumping off the side of a mountain, and he said the city was inside the mountain.
It's halfway. Look at the map. It's halfway. Remember, I said in the beginning, there's kind of like there's an overhang over top of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you guys are on the overhang. As you dive down, what is really cool actually is as you're free falling and as you're doing your thing and everything's happening top of you, you actually see the battle going on. At this point, because of the free fall of the dragon, it's coming through, and it's not only just blowing the breath air through the shelf, it's pushing forward like it's crop dusting, and it's pushing into the army that's out in the front and some of the outer walls of Mirladar, as it kind of just crop dusts. What you also see during your free fall, because you have plenty of time to see, it's a pretty decent drop. Those horsemen that I told you about that were out in the undead area, you start to see like an absorption. Like something is sucking the life energy around the perimeter of this single caster that's there. As you see members of the undead army fall lifeless, as he's kind of like reclaiming the energies that he stored, and he creates this black and green disc in front of him, and then makes some degree of like a punch or a push, and this beam of green black light smashes right into Skaman, the dragon. You don't know his name, Skaman. Spoiler alert. Skaman. And it pushes this dragon. The breath attack, like, they collide, right? And it pushes the ice breath back towards the dragon. The dragon gets smashed, and you don't see it, but you hear a massive bang on the mountainside. As you...
Okay, you froze up for me there for a second.
You what?
Right as the beam. You froze up for me right as the beam, as the dragon and the beam were fighting.
Basically, like, two opposing forces, this beam of necrotic energies pushing back this breath attack until the point that he can't force it out hard enough, and the dragon loses that fight, and it gets pushed back into the mountainside as it practically slams into the mountainside. Unfortunately, you don't see that, but that's what happens. Whether or not Skaman's alive or dead is unbeknownst to anyone at this point in time, as you guys begin to slow fall into town.
While we were falling, could I have taken top shots?
No, not at all.
With my 600-foot range?
Nah, not at all. No, we're good. But
Dragon.
so, you're slow falling for, let's say, 30 seconds. It's literally a feather fall, so it's quite a delicate approach. As you look down into sound, you see the streets of Mirladar are practically empty outside of most of the military forces that seem to be engulfing the wall area, the outer walls. You see on the top of some of the buildings below these massive ballistas shooting these massive arrows that fly. On the tails of these ballistas kind of has these ropes attached to it, and at the end of these ropes there seems to be little dangly balls, but they're cut in a way that as the arrow goes, they corkscrew. And when you see them splash out, these balls kind of swing out and try to take more splash damage around. And you hear the bigger cannon that's deeper in the city that shoots over the wall. It's practically pointed in your direction as you see boom, and just you don't physically see the cannonball, but you hear whizzing, a massive whiz that kind of swings by you and crashes out into the distance.
How close does it go by us?
Huh?
How close does it come near us?
A couple hundred feet, enough to hear it.
Okay, just enough to hear. I didn't know if it was just like it passed right by us, and if that were the case, Kane was about to mess himself.
So as you go ahead.
Can we talk while we're falling?
During the free fall, you could have. During the featherfall, yes. During the free fall, even if you spoke, it would be really difficult. But
during the featherfall part,
yeah, sure. What do you want to say?
Well, if they weren't going to be pissed at us for coming in the secret entrance, how do you think they're going to react whenever we land in their city streets during a siege?
I don't care.
I don't think they're going to be that worried about 5 people just dropping in from the top.
Just
of the mountain.
randomly dropping into their town during the middle of a siege.
They're probably all their forces are focused on the walls. I don't think they're that worried about what's coming from above.
We're a strange group about to land behind.
Especially if the dragon is part of their air superiority.
I don't think the dragon's a part of their air superiority.
Group about to land behind their lines during a siege.
I hate to say this.
We're also alive. We're also
there's alive people out there casting shit.
But did you die?
You don't know that. It could be a lich. He could be a lich. You don't know.
Okay. All right. Cool. You've clearly never dealt with people that have been under siege before. This is not gonna go well.
I hate to say this now, but
Asher
I'm
was
happy
a mercenary for 10 years. He's
not a soldier.
He's done a lot of campaigning. He's fought in like sieges, a bunch of campaigns against greenskins and everything.
So, as you guys continue to fall, with Asher's passive perception, I'll give this to you. You see, I mean, you're let's just say like 100 feet off the ground at this point. You're slow falling. Whatever. You're easily seen if someone looks up, and militaristic soldier-looking dwarf with an iron cap on looks up.
Yep.
And blows a horn. As you guys touch ground, I'm actually gonna say, you know what? Let's clean this up a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this order. 5. That would be Asher. Asher, you actually land on a single floor rooftop. Everyone else lands in the streets. Or in the street, generally in the same area, let's say 10, 15 feet apart from everyone. As you hear the horns blow, a large group of heavily armor-cladded dwarves, I call them iron breakers, begin to encircle you guys and hold their shields out in front of them and their hammers at the ready.
Hands up. My hands are up.
And before you do that, as you put your hands up, that's where we're going to end our session 10 minutes early tonight, guys.
Awesome.
No.
Told y'all they weren't gonna be happy. Us just fucking parachuting in.
Well, I knew they were gonna be. I knew they were gonna be very.
I knew we were gonna
but
be
I didn't
like
think
surrounded.
they're not gonna they're not gonna kill us.
We just invaded their fucking city during a siege.
You know
Nick,
what?
you're overthinking this.
You're way overthinking it.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Okay, look.
Attacked by a random fucking dragon. This is the most logical thing that's about to happen.
You know what the most common thing people do with prisoners during a siege? They use them mandatory and force them to fight.
Yeah, we're about to get
I eat them.
That's not what they do.
I like to eat prisoners personally.
Yeah, we're either about to get conscripted or thrown in the prison.
You know what? Either's fine. Either's fine.
You know what though? At the end of the day, hearing how enlightened you guys all sound right now lets me know that I feel like you feel emotional about what happens at the table, which means it makes me feel like I'm doing a good job. So thank you. I take that as a compliment.
Yes, I'm super invested in my character, and I do not want her to die.
But it's all good, man. I think that was. Let me kill the radio real quick.